And hello, everybody from behind the curtain. How are we doing today? Elliot's waving to the camera, but I have not pressed the button yet because I'm doing the little behind-the-scenes voiceover. Yeah, there we go. Now Elliot's up on the screen. Hello, everyone. Yay. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Yes, we are a duo today. Ash might join later. Saz is, I think, under the weather or needs that recovery more than anything. But we are here. I feel that I finally will have people not staying at my house as of tonight, and I love them, but I would like to be in my room alone, not existing for at least a little bit until I choose to be on Discord.
It's nice to have people like over, but there is a point where you're just like, I just want to be by myself.
Yeah, I also, like, me and Jess are like, I love you.
It's nothing, like, it's nothing against them.
Me and Jess are also like, my love, I love you. I need to sit alone. I need to not be around even you for a little bit because all I've been doing is like working for. Is like I was working, or I've been hanging out with our guests, or I've been hanging out with Jess, and like I love all of this. I love all of this. I need my ADHD battery recharge because I could force it, but then I'll burn out really hard.
Yeah,
because it's like we fall into ambivert territory because we have a lot of energy. And then we have no energy. And the no energy part is the dangerous part if you keep forcing it and forcing it and forcing it. And I'm lucky I got meds because that really helps it. If I didn't have meds, I'd be cranky and irritable and just exhausted. They're getting me through the emotional regulation portion of the day.
Trying to see if I can flip my webcam at all.
You're good on our end. Oh, you want to be the other way?
We're facing away from each other.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's a stupid thing. It's such a stupid thing for me to care about.
No, I care about it too. I always like read it left to right, so I always put myself on the left if Leia's not here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm like,
no, like you're fine. The layout's fine.
Yeah.
Also, you can see the little green bar, but that's whatever.
Yeah, no, I've been looking at that. Don't worry, it's annoying the hell out of me. And which is weird because nothing's changed from last time we did the three of us.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why. Maybe if I make this window ever so smaller. Oh, there. Oh. Yeah.
What? There you go.
There you go. Yep, there it is. Sometimes.
There it is.
Because you're on a Discord window and it's got the weird little. Yeah. It's got the crop on it. Yeah, there's a house of cards of just little things. I have to make the window the exact right size, blah, blah, blah. Elliot's volume could go up a little bit on his end. Wild. No.
Okay.
Actually, holy crap. Yeah. You're pretty high on both my sides. And even in my Discord, you're like at 138%. So it might be your boost in.
That's...
You're at like -20, -25.
I do not know why. It's because I was It's probably because I was messing with my sound, and whenever I mess with my sound,
I'll just put. You're at what? You're like 180 now, 190%. This is like double what I normally have yet.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Normally, people have to turn me down, so I've done something on my end clearly. Look, and I need to fix that.
Let me know when you're about to boost it, because I almost can't raise you anymore. But right now you're good on stream.
No, I will leave it for today. Unless it's immediately. Oh no! I found the problem immediately. All right, I'm about to boost it. So
let me know when.
Oh, like right now, pretty
much.
All
right, I'm pulling it down.
All right, that should be a lot better. Hopefully.
That is a lot better. Apologies if anyone got owies just then.
Sorry.
Whoa. You're so loud still. I'm pulling you down.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
No, you're fine.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
You're good. You're now at 100% less volume. You're at 78.
Yeah.
Oh no, gosh.
So when I reset my audio, it reset the gain for my microphone, which was fun.
Oh wow. So if I sit this way and look at your Discord that way. In Discord, by the way, we are facing the correct direction. But your
I know.
camera setup does not allow for
no
that because you play
I have
games
to,
that way,
I have
right?
to set up this way. Yeah, so my monitor is here, my camera is here, so I can do this. Like I could hold on.
We can chill this way. I can look at this screen all the time. And be like, hey, what's up, friend over there?
I can work this out. I can do a thing. My camera has a little screen in front of it. I can put your in there.
I got a pop quiz for everybody. Can you tell why we're late this morning? And it's only partially my fault, and then partially another way's fault. Enjoy. Also, we're going to be doing a little bit of we're going to try out a little pop quiz today. One, so we can get the audience up to speed just slightly, because we are going to do a one shot that also helps, like basically like a clip show almost, which actually that would be a pretty good idea now that I'm talking out loud. We could get some like little clips out of the ones we already have ready to both put on socials, and then also play on that stream if we're doing a clip show, like to recap, like, hey, do you remember this memory when blah 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 blah, and then we literally can tee it up. One of those old Simpsons episodes. But yeah, today's gonna be like a little pop quiz. I could get like a little soundboard thing if we want to have like a ding and a buzzer. I know there's only 2 of us. However, I thought it'd be fun. And we also were just like, what about it being a surprise? Rare occasion where you can see a lot of my room as well. I don't mind this bigger angle.
I like the bigger angle because like you just get to see more.
Mine was mostly the body.
I need to sit in the fucking center of frame more.
Yeah. Mine was more of like the body dysmorphia part, because I was a lot, literally 1 to 2 shirt sizes bigger last May. And then it's crazy when you get on meds, you have less impulsivity and can control the snacking and the hunger. So it very much helped. And now I see photos of myself and don't go, which is great for me.
See, that part worries me because it means I might I might actually remember to eat, so I would probably gain weight if anything.
No, the other thing is you don't feel hungry almost ever.
Oh, well, that'll be no change then.
Yeah. Right now, I have this. I've taken one, and I need to eat this because it'll be annoying otherwise. I was busy trying to set up and work out this. The lighting is a little different in a way that I kind of like. However, that one won't turn on today. That was part of what I was trying to work out.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of just one lighting, like one key light.
The thing is, when I paint and do hobby, it's a high lighting scenario. So I have my default kit set up to be one press. Everything's a certain brightness. Everything's a certain ISO.
Yeah.
Also, apologies. My allergies have gotten into my lungs, and if you hear me coughing, I apologize. My mouth and throat is always also really dry. If it gets too bad, I got some
riffraff. How you doing?
Riffraff. Hey, Kit, by the way. Sorry we didn't say hi earlier. Yeah.
We did something cool over the weekend, everybody. Just saying.
You can play that if you want. I got the little window up too.
I mean, you don't have to play it. I was just going to talk about it.
I'm proud of what we did, and by proxy, the video you put up. Because I also have some clips I want to do as well of Jess. Basically, the video that I'll make is Jess just being completely unhinged and screeching while she meets Isabel.
But yeah, we went to the aquarium because Nintendo invited me to the Animal Crossing exhibit that they got going on. They've been doing that like all around the world, apparently.
Really?
And it was in Sydney last. Yeah, it was in Sydney last.
I got a pseudo invite to the Sydney one, but I wasn't in Sydney, so I couldn't obviously do it. However, you got to me before I saw this one go up for the other one, and I appreciate it because this one was through Nintendo proper that you got, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you for inviting me.
Because I'm not with any sort of agency or anything like that. So,
yeah.
Yeah,
so I will get mine through the agency thing that does the campaign call outs, as it were.
But yeah, like we went to the aquarium, Sea Life Melbourne, I think it's called. I just call it the aquarium.
Sea Life.
Yeah. Yeah, and they had like a little Animal Crossing exhibit, like, pretty nothing overly crazy. It's just like
But
you have there's a meet and greet with like Isabel. They've
with
got signs
best
up.
girl.
Yeah, with best girl, and like it's cute, like right, like it's what you'd kind of expect out of like a collaboration between like Nintendo and
I think what I really liked is
Life.
they put in like the Japanese elements of the Animal Crossing and the stuff that Japanese folks really like to do, because whenever I was over there, they're really big into like stamps and stamp rallies. So they managed to bring that over to us, and was it in your thing that you had the stamps at all in yours?
I didn't put the stamps in mine.
Okay, well, I'll put the stamps in mine, because there's something I really, really liked about it, because I like activity stuff, because while I might not keep it and display it, I really like the idea of doing, hey, Tom, hey, Lost TV. I really like the idea of like going around stamps, because Jess and I did that a lot in our actual Japan trip in March. We would go around to shrines and all that. So having like Animal Crossing stamps like just ticked a box in there really well for us. Specifically Jess, she goes nutso for the stampos.
Yeah, Marnie really liked the stamps. I put mine in my backpack because I was just like, I'm not gonna do this. I will forget. Like I will instantly forget.
Well, that's why I held mine. If you put yours away, well, you also had your big camera, right? Like I
had way too much stuff. I bought some stuff last night.
What do you buy again? Because I saw what you were using on. I saw what you were using on the other day, and you Mr. Influencer's not even trying to influence Matt, but I saw, and I've still been talking about it with Jess. It might not be a right now purchase, but I love that thing.
Don't do it right now.
It's not an impulse.
I think
it's a when I want it.
Like it. Try and think of more like use case scenarios. Like you can use it as a webcam.
Can you pull it off that thing?
No, this is the main. That's the whole thing. For anyone playing at home, this is a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And you just like flip that on, it turns around, and the camera turns on. And then you can like record or take photos, take hyperlapses, slow-mo videos, all sorts of stuff. It's really cool. But I have a giant big camera that I need to justify using as well.
Because you also just bought that. And you just said you bought something else? What's up with that?
So I bought, you know how I was wearing my backpack? What I originally wanted to do is I have this little, I have like this $20, what are they called? Like magic arms. And
like
the idea... Clamps. Yeah, like the little clamps.
Oh, they're the guys that I have.
Just like,
did you get the little newer ones? They're great.
No, I think I bought like small rig ones or something. Just because like the
same.
It's the same thing.
The same.
Like,
they're all the same. They are the same product, just with a different stamp.
Exactly.
I have so many of those because that's how I do my little rigs downstairs. And
because they're actually really useful. But what I was doing, what I wanted to do is I wanted to get a like POV shot of me like taking photos. Because I've seen like a lot of that type of content out there. I'm like, that's actually really cool.
I've got a bunch of you taking photos and videos like that.
Sorry,
I've got a bunch of you.
Oh no,
I
mean like from me, from like the POV, or like from me,
like taking, like a body cam.
Like a body cam. But what I was going to do is I tried attaching this with a magic arm to the bottom of my camera and just having it sort of outwards, and I could do it. It wasn't comfortable to take photos with.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Nick last night. You know how like you always like you're saying that I'm like influencing you to buy new shit.
Yeah, it's like, you, me, and Nick in a little echo chamber of losing money. Yeah.
I'll be like, I was saying to Nick because he sent me something about drones. And he's just like, "You interested in drones?" I'm like, "Not really."
I have a drone. If you want to use a drone.
I don't know. Drones freak me out because there's like regulations you got to follow and all that sort of stuff. And I'm just like, no, I can't. I'll
take you out droning.
What those are.
I have quite an old drone at this point, but it does have a really good distance.
I mean, a drone's a drone in my mind.
I have a big chunky one that is so much more cumbersome than the old ones, but I have like a bag kit for it. I've got the old if anyone knows the model of it, the Phantom 4 Pro Plus, and the controller has the screen in it, so you don't have to use your phone.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
And I didn't ever do commercial drone work because the license is like $5,000 to $8,000. And I wasn't getting anywhere near. I don't even think I made $5 to $8 grand in potential income for getting it. But my dad basically bought it for me, as a. I think he used it as an excuse to buy it, to then give it to me when he was on his last months, or last 6 months. Hey Lockie, how you doing? Welcome
Lockie,
to
what's going on?
Welcome to Facing Different Ways Simulator, the stream. Elliot's also passively, without meaning to, influencing me to buy these things. Oh, speaking of the other guy,
I was just talking about how So what I did last night is Nick sent me a message like 2 days ago, and I never got back to him about drones. So I said I'm not really into drones, and then I was like, what I'm looking at is like a body cam situation for my Pocket 3, and he was like, oh, easy. I literally just did that for Wild, and he just sent me a bunch of links, and I'm just like, okay, easy.
So I gotta
those up.
Anyone's looking for drones, from a professional standpoint, you cannot, and you really need to be very careful with drones and aviation stuff, because they are like do not fuck around levels of strict. Even
you can get like fines and like even potential jail time.
You cannot also just do it and then retroactively try to get away with it, because they can pinpoint exactly where you are. They can pinpoint exactly where you are based on probably an expert geoguesser person who's going to see exactly where you are, and then they're going to go, where did you get this footage? Did you film it? And if you say anything else, they're going to look for it. And if you especially have a commercial license, they're going to be like, where's your commercial license? And fine you way more than the license costs to get. So also, this is the one I've got, Elliot. I have this chunky lad from many years ago. Probably 8 years ago I got this. Yeah. It's good. It's one of the first 4K ones. It's one of the first gimbal ones, but it's chunky and it is cumbersome. But
I remember looking at those back in the day and being like, that would be really cool to have.
I would actually be keen to offload this one because I don't use it anymore.
I do not need.
I'm not saying you get it. I'm saying anyone in chat, if you know anyone who's keen on a drone for not super expensive, I don't really need this. There's also a good app to use if you're worried about flight zones and what you can and can't do. It has all of the rules, and then it has like literally a GPS enabled red zone, yellow zone, green zone. So, for example, you can't fly in national parks at all because if it crashes, it could start a fire. You can't fly anywhere near an airport, which, unfortunately, for a lot of Melbourne, there's a lot of airports. Military bases is the same because they have flight things in there. So you're basically restricted to very specific parts of Melbourne, or you go out bush, and as long as you're not in a national park, you're fine. So you could go out to like Bacchus or Werribee. A lot of Werribee's fine, or you go out to like Ballarat Way. All of those are pretty good for aviation stuff.
Yeah,
national parks is I think it's case by case, but you shouldn't be filming in a national park. You shouldn't do a lot of things in a national park because we want to preserve our nature and environment. So
yeah, that's why there's also just like wildlife out there, and like drones are loud.
Oh, eagles get drones. Falcons get drones. Any bird of prey will take this thing, especially your little guy drones. Because this thing's at least bigger, right? Your Mavics, it's gonna wreck that out of the sky because you're either in its territory or it thinks it's a little bird and it will get it.
Yeah. Sorry, the glare on my on my glasses was annoying me. I got new glasses. I can finally see again because I lost my old set of glasses and then I couldn't see forever. So now I have 2 sets of glasses.
Nice.
But yeah, the idea was I'm getting one that attaches to my bag. It's a bag strap one.
Yes, I had that.
And so this is going to live there. And then like when I just want to hit record, I'll hit record. And then I'll be able to do like POV shots. No, it's like a combination of like stuff.
Well, I found it before. Because I was looking at this yesterday.
Oh, did you? I think they do have their own ones.
It's like a bag clip accessory. Oh
yeah,
I found it.
It's not that good. So
yeah, but
Nick put me onto some like third party. You get the idea. Exactly that. It's that essentially.
It just sits away from you. It's got really good image stabilization too, from what I was seeing. I filmed a little bit with it the other day.
There was one part where we were going down to the gift shop, and I was like running down the
Yeah,
because I
how'd that
wanted to
go?
get like a swaying motion. That footage, I think it's probably in the Google Drive I sent you. But that is just like it's so incredibly stable. That entire footage, it's just like a very smooth motion back and forth. Because yeah, just like it stabilized it. So, like it's all crazy. But I haven't used this a lot. I got this when it was IEM.
But that
I went to
ESL area,
IEM.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I went to IEM, and then they wouldn't let me in with my big camera. So we had to. I ended up being Nick's photography assistant for a day. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had my camera, and I was just his second shooter. And then so I went to like JB that night, and I was just like, you know what? I've been thinking about buying this thing anyway, so I'll buy it. And then just I was able to make some content with it. I'm like, oh,
Why
this is
not?
cool. But yesterday was a bit more like I did more with that than I ever have. It was really cool.
It's really
I liked
fun.
it.
You showed me how to use it, and within minutes I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, it's pretty user friendly. There's some like more complicated stuff to it.
Yeah. I definitely
But
know.
yeah, so
I definitely can tell I'm in my and it's not because of you guys, but you guys are like showing me what new tech and cameras are there. I haven't bought a camera in like this camera here is the A7S II, which is probably about 8-9 years old now, and it's a great camera. It's a great workhorse, and it has been my main camera for that long. I've got an A7S Mark I as well. You can tell the difference in that because it was before 4K cameras were coming out, the mirrorless. But I'm looking at like the Osmo Pocket and the like. I reckon the sensor in my camera is starting to get down to that scale.
yeah,
Just recording that good.
no,
The difference with mine is I just got the nice lenses on it.
Vertical, it was doing 3K, and it does it like small sensors like that are in your iPhone or whatever. Like they're getting really good. They're getting really good at like just getting good images, and then they're starting to use. I know everyone hates the word AI, but they're starting to use a lot of like AI optimization to do like noise, to get rid of noise and stuff like that.
So
and like
here's my bone to pick with that phrase.
Yeah, because it's like it's not
AI,
but it's also
because
not AI.
If we're calling that AI, that means every CGI effect that's like a fluid simulation is AI, and it's true that it is AI and uses algorithmic AI to do it. But whenever we're going AI slot, we always mean generative.
Yeah, it's not the generative stuff, but like, yeah, anyone hears the term AI and they're just
it's a buzzword for business and tech bros. It's a mark of a curse for most of the public. We've got a lot of like noticing a lot of Gen A and Gen Z, and us who are millennial Gen Y, in the space of like, okay, well, we understand what the ramifications of this are, just wholesale rejecting it. And I know it's not everyone, but a lot of the creative community is just like, why the fuck? Why would we use that and risk our own jobs? And also, if you can instantly spit out something, it's just low effort. Everyone's like, why would we respect this when you didn't respect the craft of making it?
I was talking about it the other day. I'm just like, because I saw, what was it? It was this like little TikTok where this dude made a skit, and he's just like, "Good news, we've made an AI that can make the content for you." He's like, "But I want to make it."
Mr. Beast video?
No, this was just like a dumb TikTok. But he's like, "We've made a video that like can make we've made an AI that can make the content for you." He's like, "But I want to make the content." He's like, "No, you can worry about other stuff. Like
what?
We'll
Fucking
make
marketing?
the content for you." And he's like, "No, but I want to make that." He's like, "No, you can worry about your taxes and stuff." Now I'm like, make AI that worries about my taxes?
Yeah, I was like, why would I want to make the fucking good stuff? Why would I want to do the business part when I can have this stupid AI get my taxes wrong instead of making my content shitty? Because it's going to do your taxes wrong and then you get audited. It's going to hallucinate something.
But yeah, it was just the idea of just like, oh, we're taking away the fun part. It was like, okay.
I think Nick's like, we're getting a bit hot. We're getting a bit hot. We gotta.
Oh no, you should have seen me. I was going off the other day. I had a ranting day real bad.
Oh yeah.
I forget what it was. I must have just woken up on the wrong side of the bed. But
Was it a Twitch?
I was ranting
you said you
about,
had a Twitch rant the other day. Was it about Twitch or on Twitch?
I think
While
this
wearing
might
a
have
Twitch shirt,
been
explain
not.
this.
No, that one was to do with Twitch's Pride campaign, because they didn't advertise it on the ANZ socials until like the 25th of the month. Like the first time they mentioned it was Pride Month was like 25 days in. I'm just like, like y'all could have done that a little sooner. And like, yeah, the video they made, maybe like I had a few people message me about it, and they were like, "This is given Fiverr energy," and I'm just like, "Oof, yeah."
Oh yeah, yeah.
It like in comparison to like it's yeah, it'd be fine if it was like that's just like the only thing that they were doing, but like
Yeah.
there's a direct comparison with like their UK accounts that were like putting together these really well edited packages and being like, here's the cool stuff that this community's doing. Whereas like, and it would be like 40 seconds long, and there'd be animations, there'd be editing to like emphasize jokes. And then they had the like the ANZ one, and it was just like 17 seconds long and didn't real like it was the wrong format for it's like there was a lot of mess. I'm just like, y'all could have cooked a little longer on this one, I think. But yeah, that was my rant.
You saying doing something on the last days brings up something that we need to push pretty much all stream.
Yeah, speaking of last days, yeah.
We have our final round of voting in the Crit Awards coming up. And I promise we'll get to the Isabel Cute video, but we really got to push it. So I'm putting literally an exclamation awards in the chat for basically, we need your help. We got nominated for our charity events, and I'm very proud of it for the whole Estate Spectacular last year. We are in the finals. We are one of 5 people that you can vote for. Also, there are a number of wonderful channels who have been shouting us out, and we're going to shout them out. So shout out to... Oh, I will wait till the end of ads. So if you can hear this, let me know. But otherwise, we'll wait to the end of the ads, and I will...
repeat instructions.
I will repeat instructions again. But yes, Lockie, can you give Let's Roll for Dragons a shout out, or anyone in here? Can we get a shout out for Let's Roll for Dragons, Winter's Tales, just to start with? Because they are also nominated. They got a couple of noms. Madaloon's also in there. There's a number of wonderful creators who have been nominated, and we would love your vote. They would love your vote. Represent our Aussies and represent our overseas folks who did such good work on their projects that they got the recognition. I need to film a award speech if I win for the channel. So Madaloon is also going to AvCon. Madaloon makes really good shorts on well, actually on everything. They also got nominated for, and I'm probably going to go check this out soon, Elliot. They did a big safety tools checklist revamp. So they've got their own version, which is a really big one, and it covers a lot of stuff really, really nicely. So I might switch over to using theirs now that mine's a bit older. Like, I use one from Monty Cook Games, but there have been improvements and iterations of it since then. And it's a lot more in-depth.
Hell yeah. Nice. Ad break is finishing now. All right.
Thank you.
Sweet. I'm trying to find that link in your Discord because you literally just did it in like announcements or something.
I've got a new command now that should be up. Exclamation awards in the chat. There it goes. That works. So that's the direct to the form voting link.
That link does. You need to put a space.
Yeah, I gotta put a space there.
Go vote, everyone.
Please give us a vote. It literally closes today. Even if you just want, you also don't have to You also don't have to do the whole thing and fill it all out. If you want to just vote for us, if you want to just vote for Let's Roll, if you want to just do the here and there votes, you don't need to go through the whole form because there are like 50 categories. It's very overwhelming. Why does Instagram not let you do like a full screen thing anymore? Who knows?
They used to.
They did, yeah. So you know, we've got this. We are this one here. There's also BIPOC Vamp Day, Heroes Without Borders, Apochromatic Unlimited, and Pantsless Pride. They all did charity streams. They were also nominated. But we are very happy that with your support we got in there. But we got to do that final push. We got to make sure everybody's doing the vote. Everybody's doing the stuff. So get it in today if you can. And thank you as well.
I mean, hell yeah! Like just even being
getting nominated
like
is
a
so
huge
cool
thing for you, isn't it?
Yeah. It's really cool.
I've opened up that window and I will fill that out after today. I have to do laundry today because I'm going AvCon.
Going AvCon. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on with that? Because I see a lot of you guys are going over there.
Yeah, I just saw everyone applying, so I was like, ah, hell yeah! Like, I put it out there. I was like, should I do it? And then I think one of the organizers was like, yeah, you should. I'm like, all right.
I saw a few people that are going to that, and they're going to Pixel Expo. I've just had my Sydney trip, so I'm not not spending more money as much as I would love to go. It's
that weird time of year where there's so many things on, and it's just like it's the busy time of year for creators because like you might have seen just like there's been a lot of like creators doing work at the moment because they've all got all of these companies have their like, oh shit, we didn't spend all our money, time to spend money, trying to like get rid of all the budget they have for the year. So they're just like doing these like little campaigns and stuff like that, or like they're sending out free inventory. I'm pretty sure that's how I got. Pretty sure last year I got like a thing of like Red Bull, like from Red Bull, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. It was like because it was near like the tax year, and I was like, oh okay, you guys are just trying to get rid of stock.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'll take it.
Hey, look, if it's there, right? Sorry for the spam in the chat. I was just trying to pin one that's a bit shorter. Stream piece and the other stuff. AvCon right from MSI. I have a massive pallet sitting under the veranda at the back at the moment. That's so funny.
So we should loot Nick's house. Then.
Should loot Nick's house. I don't know where they live, but we should loot Nick's house.
I
so
told
much,
you,
thank
but
you.
I also told Nick that like I wanna get like I Love Adelaide shirts while I'm over there, and just not even acknowledge it. I think is the funnier joke.
Don't worry, Pats has been wearing his not Elliot cap ever since he's been here as well.
Nice. Marnie got hers. It arrived in the mail the other day. I've seen a few people have been getting theirs.
Hey Sam, how you doing? Yeah, apparently they took a while to like manufacture. I wonder if it was because of the embroidery on it.
Yeah, Marnie was saying that. Like she was just like, oh, she's like, I forgot about it. And like she had to check on it.
I was rocked up.
Like, oh, what's happening with that?
Pat's got theirs delivered to us, and it was probably like a month after we ordered it, or he ordered it. He was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be at yours by the time it arrives. Yeah. So I was like, it was good timing. It arrived like 4 or 5 days before he got here.
Yeah, that is good timing.
Yes.
I've never been too proud for free shit. Free shit's cool.
Oh no, free shit's great. Always get free shit. And if you have the thing that you're trying to get for free, let someone else get it as well. That's the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're doubling up, don't double dip. It's just let someone else win it, or win it and give it to someone nice. But either
that's always true. Free shit's nice, but it's also good to get other people get free shit.
Because if it's for marketing as well, remember, more different people who have the free thing is more valuable for the little guys like us who are like, hey, we're going to give away some everything, and then you guys are going to be sharing it. We're like, yeah, we appreciate lots of people doing it. Man, my voice is getting cracked this morning.
Also, the best thing you can do if you win free shit from someone ever is just tweet about it.
Just tweet about it.
That's tweet about it. Do an Instagram thing.
Would you like to watch your Instagram video that you?
Sure. I've watched it 1,000 times. Everyone else could watch it.
Well, I'm going to put it on stream for everybody. If you want to watch it on your phone or something,
go engage with it, please.
Go engage with it. Give it a share.
Nintendo need to know.
As that random clip on Rick and Morty says, Rick just says, "Nintendo, give me free stuff," and they were talking about 3DSs or whatever it is. Okay, here's the clip. I'm gonna make sure my desktop audio is on. Get out of here, Spotify. Oh, that's a good loop. That's a good loop.
It's just the start of the clip.
That's a good loop. I like that loop. Yeah, I wasn't even planning to buy anything. I bought a Gulliver plushie because I love that little guy just passed out on the beach. Also, a lot of, if you buy plushies, sometimes they don't sit good. But Gulliver's supposed to be lying down, so he's got a big head.
Mm-hmm.
He fell over. So he sit good by accident.
So full disclosure, we didn't have to pay for our tickets or anything like that. So because we got invited by Nintendo, so Marnie used that as an excuse to be like, well, we didn't pay for entry, so
girl math's so hard.
The girl math was with Mathin, which hey, I wasn't angry about.
Just like, I didn't pay for a ticket, which means I don't have to spend money to get the ticket, which means this plushie that I bought is
how
free.
Much is it normally?
I actually don't know.
I forget.
I want to say it's like $30. The plushies were like 40-ish.
Yeah, plushies were plushie price.
Licensed plushie price at that.
Licensed plushie price.
Tickets in Melbourne. Tickets. Little ticket price. Tickets. Oh wow, I was bang on. It's actually more expensive for an adult ticket. 51 for an adult.
Yeah, I'm like 51 for an adult. Okay.
Look, it's a good morning. And look, you think about it in the terms of going to the movies. Yeah. You spend probably the same amount or a little longer to take your kids to the movies. So if you spend 3 hours there, that's a bit of a movies. Good thing I'm a child under 12. Concession $41. So the plushies were like 42. So it means Marnie was still, in girl math terms, still up.
Yeah,
did you buy 2 or 3 plushies?
We bought 2. We bought Isabel and
Celeste.
Celeste.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Jess bought 4 on her own, and I bought 1. We have a little paper bag full of them.
I've got that photo of Jess like carrying them all.
Oh yeah, I'll find that too. That was really cute. I like that photo. Yeah.
I like the good thing I'm a child under 12 because I like just there's something really funny to me about just like a big guy with a beard pretending to be a child.
There's a joke in the Benchwarmers that quite old, very niche movie from the 2000s. It's a Rob Schneider one.
That one.
And there's that big dude, and they're like, "Hey, this is Carlos. He's gonna join our Pee-wee ball team." And they're like, "This guy looks like an adult." And they're like, "That's a grown man." They're like, "Oh, here's his identification," and it's like a piece of paper with $20 in it. Just says, "I am 12." And then the ref looks at him and he's like, "Checks out," and then he gets to play on the thing.
So dumb. Oh god, I haven't thought about that movie in a hot minute.
I haven't
They
either.
had like
It's like Rob Schneider,
Bill Hader, not
Bill Hader. No, it's got
not Bill Hader. It's the
Napoleon
one who
Dynamite.
was Napoleon Dynamite, who has
And,
like an extremely similar name.
John Heder.
Yes, that's the one.
It's got David Spade, John Heder, and Rob Schneider as the main three.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the villains are, but I just found the photo of Jess, and I think she's a real cutie. So it looks like she bought 2 plushies as well, maybe 3. I think she may have bought 3.
I think she also had a Celeste as well.
I think she had a Celeste. She loves, I think, what's his name? Blathers, yeah. The owl, yeah. And then she bought the coffee bird as well.
The coffee one whose name is...
Brewster or something?
Brewster, that's it.
Look at me knowing Animal Crossing names.
It's been forever since I've played Animal Crossing.
Yeah, fair.
I went real hard on Animal Crossing when it came out.
Yeah, it's gonna be cute.
There's so little pop-up stuff when like this you can actually go to. That's why we need to advertise Adelaide. So everybody needs to buy an I Love Adelaide shirt.
Go buy an I Love Adelaide shirt. You get people over there. You go to the valley. You drink some wine. You go to the zoo over there. I love that zoo. Monado's sick.
I think it'd be really funny to get as many people to wear an I Love Adelaide shirt and then not acknowledge it.
I think it'd be great. You should do that. Sorry, I muted my mic.
No, you're good.
Yeah, they got really...
What? Monado
Zoo. It's about an hour outside of Adelaide, and it's the one of the biggest, if not the biggest zoo in Australia. The reason is they've got really good... I mean, like, I know some people don't like zoos, but like in Australia, at the very least, there's really good conservation on a lot of these zoos. You can tell when a zoo's treating animals like crap. And these ones are giving like a lot of really good space. Like the Werribee one is actually like a free, called like a safari zoo, where there's just like hundreds of acres of just open space.
They just roam around,
and they're predator free, and they there's like hippo, like anything that can exist together. Like there's a whole herd of giraffes, for example, and there's a couple rhinos in there, and they're all just chilling on the plains together. And they have a shitload of space. They're not like unless they're like going home to sleep, they have shitloads of space, and it's really nice. They take you around in like a bus, and there's a preset route, and the animals will come and check you out and do that, and it's really nice. And there's a lot of conservation that goes into zookeeping in Australia. And Steve Irwin also had a really good take on it in terms of like when you got companies that have a lot of money but they're kind of evil. He's like, I will take any amount of money from any company because I will put it straight into making sure that this work that I'm doing is doing good. And I was like, that's a good way to not be corrupted
use
by
the evil money in a good way.
If you have to take evil money to get something done, put it towards something like properly good. And that way you can at least make it.
We went to Sydney, and like I remember we didn't go into the zoo, but I remember seeing the zoo, and it's like right on the water, and it looked very small. I'm just like, oh, this one seems a little funky because it's like dead in the city as well.
I don't know. I don't know what that one's like because the one that we got the annual pass because once you buy one pass, as long as you go twice, the pass is paid for. So and we like going to them. So we've already been to 2 or 3 in the time, and we've been to there's 5 or 6 in Australia. Through I think it's just Zoos Australia. There's like Monado, Taronga, the Werribee one, Healesville out in rural Victoria,
That's a good one.
I haven't been to the Heels one yet. Melbourne Zoo
All
in the
all
city.
the Victorian ones I've been very happy with. It's that one Sydney one where I was
See,
just
that's the
like,
thing.
oh, like this.
That Sydney one is not part of it, so I don't know what it's like, and none of the staff that I've been talking to know what it's like.
We didn't go in.
Yeah. So we've been to all of them except Healesville at the moment. I've been really happy with how they all are in terms of like none of the animals are like showing. You know, I feel like I pay attention to animal stress a lot.
Hillsville's, yeah. And we went to Hillsville a lot, like, because, like, growing up, because it's just, like, one of those ones where it's, like, you learn about, the sort of, like, Australian wildlife and Australian nature, as opposed to just, like, that's more what it is. It's, like, because it's Hillsville Sanctuary, so it's just a lot of, like, native animals. So it's shit that I can see outside anyway, but it's properly taken care of, and they're, like... And they're doing good stuff.
There's also because when we go, we just just really if in a different life and provided the veterinary industry and the industry of that isn't there's a lot of mental health that goes into being a vet and being a vet nurse.
Oh yeah,
because you are dealing with, you will only ever see an animal.
Your work is not happy work.
Well, it's like when you're an IT support person, the only time someone's going to talk to you and when something is wrong. So everything is going to be something may be wrong with my animal if it's not a checkup. You know? Or you're looking for something wrong.
Exactly.
So it's really rough in that industry. And in a different life, Jess was like, I love animals. This is like something I studied. Yeah,
I know so many people who went to study that. And then they got like a year in there. It was like, I can't. Yeah. And they deliberately make it confronting.
It has to be
in the first year. Because they're like, you don't want to get 4 years in and then be like, oh, I can't do that.
It has a higher dropout rate and mental health concerns rate than being a human doctor or human medical person. And also they're like, the funding is rough. There's only a certain amount of clinics, and a lot of it's like domesticated pets. There's less like we literally have to take our lizards and snakes and all of our reptiles have to go to a specialized exotic pet vet. And there's one like half an hour from us. That one might be closing soon, so we now have to go to like Flemington if we want to see them.
Oh wow.
Thankfully,
that's crazy.
Our vet, they're like the same guy. He's not quitting. He's just going to a different clinic. So in that sense, we get to still see the guy that we trust, but there's not many exotic pet vets. Like if you need and that means that the bookings are harder to come by and blah, blah, blah. It's a good thing lizards are hardy, but lizards also and reptiles don't show you that they're sick. They don't have that function to be like, I am sick. You will just have to pay attention to if they're sick. Looping back to the zoos, for example, they've got elephants that are having babies there, and they will, when I say pass them around, they will make sure that each elephant's getting like a good level of life. So the ones that have less space in, let's say, the Melbourne Zoo, they had like 11 elephants there, still a good amount of space for them, but I think they're transferring like 3 or 4 of them to the open range, so they can live there in a much larger space and free up some space for the other lot, as long as it doesn't disrupt the health
like
of the
when
herd.
they do that.
Yeah,
like you need good people in charge of those things, because otherwise it gets dark real quick.
yeah, that's kind of it. And I like to talk. We went to Australia Zoo, the Steve Irwin one up in Sunny Coast, which is not part of that one, but they have a whole secondary campus for rescue and medical, and that's where they're doing the leading research in Australia. And literally, like, they have an operating room with a transparent window, and they were operating on an owl or a large bird while we were there. And they were like, this bird's getting like a splint in it and a metal bar so it can still fly in its wing, because it can't fly otherwise and would thus be unable to be a bird.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
Really good to see. And then you could see, like, we were there at the end of the day, so it was a bit quieter, but meant the staff could talk to us. And they were like, here is where we're developing anti-venoms for our incredibly venomous snakes in Australia. Here is where we're doing this, that. And it's really cool to see, like, that side of it. And it was just an open place where you can come in. They'll probably have, like, the more like intensive stuff not publicly shown, but this is the one that can be seen.
Well, I was watching something they talking about. I think I was watching something with Hank Green, and he was talking about anti-venom.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is this the guy who's immune?
He was legit. No. He was saying how like it's kind of it's what you assume as a kid, where it's like if you get bitten by a snake, the hospitals need to call up the zoo and be like, "Hey, can we have some anti-venom?" It's like just because that's where the snakes are. That's where they keep them.
So
it's like they're not going to keep the snakes in the hospital for anti-venom. Like they just call up the zoo.
The other thing with that is that's what I was bringing up. There's the guy. I actually already knew about this guy about 10 years ago because I was looking at doing a snake and reptile doco at the time, and it just never took off. The project. We were going to talk to a guy who we had a direct contact with. We just hadn't talked to him specifically yet. He has like spent his life literally getting bit by snakes and building his immunity in his body. Imagine how cooked that is. This guy's Australian, by the way, so he's specifically going to the bad snakes.
That freaks me out.
Yeah. Sorry, I can stop talking about it.
No, that dude's good. Like, I feel like that dude's gonna die by a snake bite.
Here's the thing. He nearly has many times. It's working.
Oh, I hate that it's working.
It's working. He built up slowly, and he would slowly give himself, and he wouldn't let them bite them all the time because they inject a lot of venom. He would dose himself with venom as well, small amounts, and he was like, "It's like my nerves are on fire," blah blah, and he would like give the scientists research. And this is not like unethical. I mean, it's unethical science, but it's unethical if he's the one doing it to himself.
He's the one inflicting it on himself.
He's not doing it to others, and then he is documenting and studying this to be like, well, what can we do about this? Everyone thinks he's fucking crazy. And he kind of is. But he is hunting, and he was doing all of this by himself, and when people found out that he wasn't just dying to like a taipan bite, they're like, what's the go here? And they've now got his blood and using it to...
That's crazy.
Using it to develop new antivenoms because this guy literally has built an immunity up over his life. I don't know if he's still alive, but back then he was...
It's that bit in The Princess Bride. Sorry.
But yeah, he's literally built immunity to... I don't know how many of the snakes he is immune to, but it's probably a lot of low-level snakes he can just take a bite from and be fine. Which is nuts.
That's crazy.
His body just... Human bodies are nuts. They are interesting as hell.
I would look at a snake and die. So
Yeah, you don't like the one. You were in our living room and you were like, "I'm okay. I don't want to see Callus."
Well, like you posted a photo. There was like a snake at the zoo. Sorry, at the aquarium, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I did not see that guy.
Unless you're looking for her, you won't see her. She's a green tree snake. She's probably like 1.5 meters, 2 meters. But she was perched and coiled up very perfectly on her branch. And unless you're looking for her, and she was beautiful, you wouldn't spot her. He has exactly. Yeah. It's a semi-universal antivenom from his blood. Yeah, I wasn't bullshitting. That is a thing. Because he has bitten by so many. He's got antigens in all of his blood for it, or a lot of snakes. Right? Or a lot of venomous creatures. And I think he's also doing like spiders and scorpions and stuff, but he's well known for the reptile one.
That's insane.
Human bodies, man.
Yeah. We've been talking for like an hour and we haven't even gotten onto the topic of today.
I mean, isn't that what it feels like it's what is usually normal for yourself and myself by proxy.
But it's normal for me, absolutely. Yeah. Plus, I don't know. I like where the conversations go rather than just being like, "Here's what we have to do today."
Yeah, sometimes it's good to get into it, like with D&D. Good to get into it because you're there to play the game, but we're also yapping in there. However, when it's when it's more like this, I don't mind. That's why Jess and I we do our video games while yapping on the Tuesday nights.
Because you guys are you doing Date Everything again tomorrow?
I was literally about to say that. I don't know if we're going to do Date Everything, but it could be this very possibility that we could... I changed my lighting by accident. Oh, wait, something changed. Not good, but it was by purple. We are deciding between that. The other thing I was also deciding between is, do I want to start playing Death Stranding 2? Because I really
Because
want
that's
to play
out,
that.
isn't it?
Last Thursday it came out.
Oh yeah.
And it's getting reviewed pretty
I don't-
well.
Is it? I must just not be in that bubble of people who are interested in it because I haven't seen anything.
I don't need to see anything from the game. I played the first one for 80 hours. I was confused as hell even until the end. Best game of the year. Game of the year. Fantastic game. It was nonsense. It was typical Kojima. It was nonsense in the best way possible. I had so many questions. I was like, why was this a choice in a lot of it? 10 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. Great game.
Sorry, I was just checking my phone.
It's a great game.
Yeah, I feel like we played two different games.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. That's kind of it. That's what I pin it down to. It just wasn't for me.
It's Zelda, but for fucked up people.
That's true. I will spend hours walking around in Breath of the Wild, and it's
the same
fine.
thing.
But hours walking around in that game, I'm just like, what am I doing?
So it's the journey. Literally, that game is a piece of art because the journey is how am I doing this? It's Zelda for fucked up people. You can quote me on that.
Is it? Yeah, that's Death Stranding 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's set. Part of it's set in Australia, I believe.
Yes. You to start with, I heard you're connecting up Mexico, so you're doing the same thing, but US is connecting in the first game. I think the second game is you go to Mexico for a bit, and then a chunk of the game's just like in Australia.
Yeah.
It's Kojima really. Apparently, there's like a Tamagotchi element in this game where you got to like monitor this little guy who acts as like your Mimir from God of War.
Oh, okay.
But you have to upkeep him, otherwise bad stuff happens. Which I find a really cool addition to the game. But it's like, I also want to know why that was chosen to do it. But
yeah,
it's getting really good reviews again. Toy Man. Oh yeah, they look like a stop motion puppet. By the way.
I think I've seen that where it was just like it's got a different
frame rate,
different frame rate and stuff.
I think it's rad.
Yeah, I was playing Date Everything on Friday. I want to say, I think Friday. It's fun. It's a good game.
I'm so attracted to that bed. You have no idea.
I played a little more over the weekend to be like, okay, is this something I can continue playing on stream? And like I got to like, because I was just like, okay, some of these characters who I'm like, okay, where would their conversations go, and how appropriate is that for like?
You can activate the thing on the glasses to do trigger warnings.
Yeah, it's more just like some of it does get a little very like more intense than I would like.
Have you met Erika Ishii yet?
Which one was Erika Ishii?
You'll know.
That's the thing. I thought I knew, and then it wasn't her.
Who did you think it was?
Fuck, who did that? I can't even remember.
If you're like, I'm keeping it a bit more tame and family friendly, just Erika Ishii. Was it the
person in? Was it the person in the drawer, the bedside table?
I think so. Yes, the blue one.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe.
I think they're blue. Remember. There's a lot of buckles.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's Erika.
But yeah, I was just like, I was kind of trying to determine. I was like, oh, should I play this on stream? And I think I've gotten to the point in that game where I'm just like, any further, and it gets to like, it's stuff that I'm not comfortable with on stream.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I was gonna say,
like that's kind of it.
I'm comfortable with it in the thing because you can also go like mature content warning, blah blah blah. But
yeah.
It's like if you yourself aren't comfortable doing it on stream, then that's a different thing. But like,
that's what it comes down to. And also, like, I'm very aware that like I've got families that watch stream.
Jess and I
I've got my own family watch the stream. Like, I don't want to like that.
My mum and my brother won't care. I just want to be unhinged, horny for those characters. Like that's the point.
I've
of that
got
one
a
for
nephew and like a little niece. So
that's true.
Like,
that's true.
Yeah. I'm like,
you can't
we probably won't.
You can't say I want to fuck that bed on your stream, whereas I say it frequently. I'll fuck that bed. She's so horny. She's so horny. My God.
You watched a heap of it. Some of the battles. Oh, is that for
Death Stranding?
Death Stranding.
See, that's the thing. Death Stranding's not a horror game. it's like an adventure game, kind of thriller-ish. But when you get into combat, if you get into combat, you might not need to, but it is scary. It has stakes. It has like ramifications of the world if you truly fuck up. Because if you fuck up and you get done in by the BTs, the goo monsters, there will be a crater left where you were, and you can't travel through it anymore.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. It will like detonate an area of the map.
What is... Wait, sorry, I'm just seeing DLCs. Like, I just opened up Steam because I'm like, is there any other new games out? Dungeons and Dragons is in Dead by Daylight?
Is it Vecna?
I don't know. Hold on.
If it's the Vecna DLC that came out like May last year, where you can play as Vecna.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Vecna. Yeah.
It's not Stranger Things Vecna though. It's like D&D iconic Vecna.
Yeah, and then play as new survivors Asteri? Yaza?
Oh, are they like the goofy looking D&D characters?
Embemir Uzra. I have no idea.
I have a feeling.
Like, it says names, and I'm just like, yep, those are names.
I have a feeling.
Oh, they look like bards, essentially.
Oh, was it Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, Dead by Daylight, D&D. I just didn't expect to see Dungeons and Dragons in Dead by Daylight.
Oh yeah, Dead by Daylight's doing a lot of like collabby stuff at the moment.
Yeah, they're doing lots of crossovers.
I mean, I played the Assassin's Creed Dead by Daylight on stream the other day with Jess because she's like, "I want to see you shit your pants on stream," and
Wait, they have Assassin's Creed in there now. That's crazy.
Oh yeah. So they're like ornaments and things. So there's a new new killer Vecna. Hand and Eye of Vecna. There's killer perks.
Oh, that's not showing up on your screen, by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry. New survivor Asteri Yaza. I'm gonna find out who this is because I actually don't recognize that name or picture either.
Yeah, this is it. I was like, who? Did they just make their own character and put him in the game?
I wonder if they're a I think they are unique characters. They originate from the 1974 board game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
Oh no, hold on. No, I think what? No, hold on. I think this is the 1974 board game of Dungeons and Dragons. Is literally like they're just saying it's from D&D.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I think they're unique characters.
That's interesting that they.
Oh yeah, new map, Forgotten Ruins. That's dope. Oh, is that fucking Baldur's Gate? That looks Baldur's Gate-ish. Anyway.
Like down in
the shadow realm.
Yeah. No, I know where you have like a big fight there. It's like, is that the climax of like Act 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense too because that's a good area for like being spooky.
Yeah.
Sorry about to sneeze.
No, you're good.
Apologies. Yeah, no, it looks cool. Looks really cool.
Okay, now I'm just looking at Steam. I'm going to close Steam because I was just looking at Steam.
It's all right. I have a fun activity for us if we want to do some of that in a sec.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, chat, this is involving you as well. We're going to do some Barovian Pop Quiz now. Elliot, feel free to like try and test my memory as well because I also am. I also am a big goober and don't recognize my own game.
Ash was the diligent note taker. Newt taker. Yeah. I just very like vaguely remember stuff. But I am also a creature of habit where I don't write anything. Like Marnie was amazed the other week when she's like, "Oh, put that in your calendar." I'm like, "Calendar?"
Yeah.
I was like, "I don't have a calendar."
I have to have a calendar, else I don't know when I'm playing my work games.
Yeah. So I've started using a calendar because I've started to forget stuff.
Yeah.
Because before that, I just remember everything And she's like, "How are you remembering all that?" I'm like, "Oh,
See,
insane."
it'll work until it doesn't. That's the thing.
That's exactly right. And there were a couple of times where I forgot stuff, and then I felt really bad because I'm like, "Fuck!" I said I'd help that person, and then I kind of like didn't, and then I felt bad about that.
I just need to pop an allergy med because I can feel it not letting up.
I go as Zyrtec. I don't know about you.
So I have to alternate because I learned that your body will simply sometimes reject the one that you've been taking, not in a bad way, just in a doesn't become effective. So right now I'm on the Telfast equivalent in the off-brand. So I rotate between Zyrtec and that. Usually each year. If one doesn't work, I'll use the other. You can also get like Claritine and a few others, but these ones are the ones that work typically. But I have to take the strongest one of each one.
Yeah, no, I'm the same, but then I feel because like it's drying you out essentially. It dries your sinus, stuff like that. And
Here's the thing, like ADHD meds already do that. I am already dry as the Sahara. I can just be the same level of dry. Okay.
So
this section's gonna be called "What Happened Last Time." It's what I always say to every group of players I ever have. Sometimes I go and make it real cheeky. If you do not remember what happened in your notes and what you did last time, you do not remember it in game. Now, Elliot, episode 1, we're gonna start with what happened last time. Specifically, just episode 1 of
just
this
episode
show.
1.
Just episode 1. Can we get a footnotes of just episode 1? Chat, you can help him out, but give him like a minute first.
Okay, so episode 1 spans between us. Like it ends. I know where it ends. It ends with us just all sort of being consumed by the fog. So there's the start, and then there, and so in between, like we just do our like introductions, in the tavern, and then dude walks in. I forget what that like. It's like the traveling people. I just always kind of picture them like as a traveling circus, and I know that's not what they are.
So it's they're Romani inspired. So like we don't want to use the G slur, but yeah. So
that was the vibe I got.
Yeah, like, jovial kind of traveler storytellers.
Yeah. So like that one, a dude walks in from that. He gives us some letters that from our good pal Jackie. But we don't know they're from
know
Jackie.
That yet.
No.
Yeah.
We don't know. No, because that's right. Because the letter says that.
It's from someone that's not them.
Yeah, it was from the Burgermeister of Barovia, the town, saying that he needs help with his daughter or something. Or so he just said, I think it just said he need help. Anyway,
no, you got that right. It was to help with his daughter who has been visited by a creature of the darkness.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, no.
But yeah,
that was one about how they need. Yeah, would-be heroes needed to come and do something.
Yeah, it's just like it was incredibly vague, and then there needed to be an excuse for us to go out as a party, so there was wolves. And Moshe couldn't understand that they were werewolves.
I still don't think they do.
Well, no, because everyone yelled at him eventually, so it kind of clued on, I think. So yeah, there was a thing about wolves being from the west and him just thinking that they were going to take out some wolves. And then they ended up meeting up with that traveling caravan. And there was a fortune teller there. They gave the party cards. I cannot tell you what the cards were.
You don't need to worry about the cards unless you've got notes on them. They're key
Ash
for
has
me.
Notes on them. Yeah, I think Ash has notes on them. But they gave us cards. And then we're on our way, and then we got into the fog and were taken by definitely not werewolves. And Moshe lost his sweet lady Rain at that point.
Yeah.
And then hasn't seen. Oh no, he saw her once.
Seen her once since.
Yeah.
Man, it really has been like 16 sessions of not seeing your donkey. Well, firsthand.
And asking every session.
It's funny.
Lady Rain.
It's funny. It's the heart of the story, really. The through line of everything.
It's really
Find
dumb.
the donkey.
I've realized that I'm doing the trope of the person's first D&D campaign.
How
where it's
so?
like they're like inserting their own element into the story.
That's not
a little too much.
That's not a first person thing. That is what you're supposed to do. Because
I'm just like, I got this donkey, and it's the through line to all of my story.
So think about it this way from a DM and party perspective. If you don't know what you're doing in the main quest, you have something to fall back on to try and explore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like Calestis has
true.
her like, I gotta hunt out evil and shit like that. If you guys run out of stuff to do, Calestis was probably gonna go like, let's go into like a crypt or some shit and make sure it's not fucked up. Saz now has, I need to make sure the tree's okay, because Saz intentionally created them to be a bit more like, I'll play it by like as it comes. So
yeah.
I found something that I could link it to, and I was like, hey, you're a world tree barbarian. I can kind of link this in if you like that. And that's what I ended up doing with hers.
Nice.
And so Saz and I kind of worked on that a little bit more, but I was like trying to gestate ideas of like, what can I do for a barbarian who their main interest right now is collecting stuff. And that wasn't like a bad thing. It was just like she was a bit more of a blank slate. And then Rin and I had like a whole thing planned out, which still might be coming up at some point.
Yeah, might happen. That was episode 1. I feel like there's little things in there that I missed. I think
you've missed one key part right at the end, because...
Oh, no. Right at the end.
It was the biggest thing to happen as well. Other than... Actually, there was probably like 3 big things, but I would say this is like one of the big pillars of that session.
We got to the fog, and then like we were fighting essentially what we thought was the fog. It ended up being, I guess, werewolves.
It was werewolves, yes.
Yeah, and then how did it happen? Like I immediately got down like instantly.
So you lost Rain.
Back of Laney. Yeah,
Chad, actually help him out, Chad, if you remember.
I lost Rain. I collapsed in the fog. They left me. No, yeah, they left me, and then they ended up being just like 2 of them. I think it ended up just being Calestis and Yuria who made it out. I think everyone. I think. And once they were like, they had no reason to keep Lady Rain, so they just abandoned Lady Rain.
Oh yeah, you didn't know each other. You were dead, and they were like, "Fuck this donkey!
Yeah.
Why would I risk my life for a donkey? I don't know.
Why are we keeping this donkey?" So they just left and they ran, but they actually made it through the fog, whereas Gwen and Moshe both did not.
Yeah,
from memory. And
so,
but was there something else?
You made it through the fog. That was the end of the session. Like there was just a little wrap up.
Oh, okay, that was it. Yeah.
Well, they got to Barovia, and then someone picked them up, and then delivered them to town. Switched out their money.
Was that? I thought that was
same session.
Episode 2.
No.
Oh, was that same session?
Same session.
I thought it ended at the. I thought it ended at the fog. Damn.
Well, that was like the cliffhanger that I always want to do at the end of the session is realizing someone picked you up that doesn't feel right.
And
at the end of your session was you and old mate had started walking to the village after he saved you.
That's it. Oh God, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So that's how that ended. And then Gwen was like in the forest.
Thought that's where we started for number 2.
We started with you and him walking to town.
Yeah.
And then Gwen joined. And then in town we had Calestis and Yuria kind of exploring the town a bit and going and meeting Ismark. And then you guys just fucking rock
doing
up.
Stuff. Yeah, and then we just walked in.
You randomly walk into town, and that was it.
Yeah, and they're just like, "How the fuck are you alive, Moshe?" And he's
that
just
was
like,
it.
"You could never get me. you cannot kill Moshe."
So that's where the first episode and second episode ended and started. Yeah.
Mm. Oh, what was the name of the second episode? That might trigger my memory to be like.
The region, the place, or me.
I feel like that's just a lot of talking to people in Barovia.
It was getting your legs.
That's what. Yeah, I feel like that's what it is. I feel like it's introducing us to Ismark and Irene. I don't think we were introduced to the priest at that point.
You had a guess that day.
Yeah.
So you had
that one. That one was Anthony.
Anthony was like episode 3 from memory.
3. Yeah.
Looking at my thumbnails, the priest is episode 3. Episode 4,
Yeah.
I think episode 4 and 5 was Nick.
Yeah.
And then you went to Valaki from there.
Damn, so all just Barovia town was like the first
3 episodes.
sort of 3 episodes.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
Okay. Damn.
There's only like a couple major things to do there, and you finish the tutorial area. You know, you actually spent.
We didn't do Death House.
No,
I think we didn't do a couple things there.
There's a few. You did almost everything. Death House was the major thing, but there was like one other thing that was optional. So let me just find Valaki. Valaki was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
5
Valaki
episodes
was a
in
lot.
Valaki, because that's a saga basically.
Yeah, Valaki was a lot.
And then you had the Wizard of the Wines was 2 episodes.
Mm.
And then you had 3 episodes of Yester Hill, which was the Winters.
Yeah.
So it was like Winter of the Wines and Yester Hill kind of arc was 4 episodes as well. And that's when we took up 5 episodes, because that's
I was missing for a good chunk of that too.
I'm realizing now I still haven't put episode 16 up, so apologies for that in terms of catching up. But the end of episode 16 was finishing that fight and then heading off to Krezk after wrapping up Wizards of the Wines.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's kind of done. You kind of done 4 arcs at this point. You've got the Barovia.
Yeah.
You got Barovia arc. You've got the Witches arc, and then your travel around arc, and then you've got the Valaki saga arc, and then you've got the Wizards of the Wines arc.
Yeah. I do like that we just like continuously refer to Strahd as Jackie.
I like that.
I do
it's
like
fun.
that joke was just established so early on. And it was just because like Moshe was like, no, I don't know Strahd, I know Jackie.
And slowly but surely we made you hate him more and more. But that's the point. Actually, the group that I was running simultaneously as you for a bit there, they finished last night.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I did a big 8-hour session with them, and they finished last night. They wrapped it up, and there was a very cool moment. And that fight was hard for them. They didn't get to rest between doing the final 2 things, and that first one before them was not great. They were taking a lot of damage, so they went into the Strahd fight about half filled with stats.
Oof.
And then they had to fight Strahd, who it was like a tragic encounter for them.
Yeah.
And so they did it, but what they'd done is they started down to about 5 people at this point. And then the paladin with a spoiler, nat 20'd on their death save and got up.
That's cool.
And then they struck Strahd down behind his back. Like Strahd downed him, and he nat 20'd, got up with 1 health, and then he struck Strahd, and he's a paladin, so he could smite. He nat 20's a second time in a row, critting Strahd without advantage.
Yeah.
And then completely destroys him.
That's cool.
And everyone was cool. No fucking way. This was like a grim moment. And he didn't cheat his dice either, because they choose to roll digitally.
Yeah.
So it was like you see 20.
Everyone can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, you saw my reaction when it happened. I was like, "Fuck off! Wow!" I was impressed. I was like, "This is actually a really." It's one of those like only in D&D like cool moments that you could see.
Yeah.
You couldn't write it.
Sick.
You could write it, but like if you wrote it, it felt like an X machina more than anything. But this was like, no, this just happens. And then he pumps every spell slot into it. Everything he could possibly do, he pumps into the smites, the spells, the extra damage. Strad's undead, so you get more damage against undead. And it was all maxed, all crit maxed.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
That's like I never like think about the fight aspect of D&D. I think the aspect I more enjoy is this like the storytelling of it.
I do too,
stuff.
but I like with a lot of fights, I like a storytelling fight.
Yeah.
One, because I know that's what I like on stream, but two, like if you're just like I hit, dead. It's a very video gamey, and I stop enjoying it as much.
Yeah.
So like in their game, their cleric was like, I got this other shit I can't work out, because their god just stopped being able to talk to them. They got resurrected, but by like not their god. And they had to like deal with that at the very last bit of the campaign. So they spent most of the fights in both of those fights not actually doing anything other than healing as a bonus action and then trying to resolve what they were doing. And I don't think it's going to happen to you guys. They had to make a Constitution saving throw at every start of their turn.
That's right, because didn't they make a deal with the witches?
No, they got out of that.
Okay.
This is a different character. Their character died, and they had a death's door bargain happen.
Yeah. Okay.
And their death's door bargain was really heavy toll. And because it was the end of the campaign, I was like, they're going to exact toll, otherwise you have no consequences here. So they had to make a Constitution saving throw, or they would lose 10 max hit points every turn.
Jesus.
And when they resurrected people, because they had Revivify at that point, a couple characters and a couple NPCs died like twice. And they would go and Revivify, and then their deal maker would be like, you have to spend your max health to revivify them. And he was like, man. Yeah. I made his health a resource, but if you hit 0 max health, you cannot be healed, so you die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had a very different scenario to what you guys will probably have, but there is not a dissimilar thing that can happen with you guys, but that was off book. I just thought it was a cool thing to add in.
No, I'm keen to jump back in.
Same.
Because I think there's some interesting avenues that we can explore and stuff.
Well, I do have good news for that. I am pretty close to locking in a cast member. It means that they might not be able to join till like the end of July area, but it means that we can get our gears started for us to keep going. While they get themselves ready, and then I need to get back to somebody else now that we're looking pretty solid. So we've got at least one new cast able to start up.
Yeah. Looking at just like the calendar, so like next week I'm out because I'm in Adelaide.
Yeah.
And then it's mid-July.
Well, yeah.
So then it's we even if we could aim. I don't know how. We'll have to check with everyone.
Yeah, we'll chatty chat with everybody else.
But like, we could aim to have a D&D session on stream on the 14th.
We could. That weeks. Could be viable. Yeah, for like a this recap. Clip show session 0.
Yeah, recap. Basically, just them all in a tavern. Maybe something dumb in the town.
There's some small stuff in Krez you can start doing.
Yeah, just so it's all not recap stuff, but like
I know some small stuff that is like world building that could work. Oh god, why did your window disappear?
It's just character like stuff, right? Like what?
It'll be mostly character stuff. I don't know why that happened.
Yeah, I'm delayed on my
That's
screen,
right.
so Yeah, even if it's just like character stuff where it's just like going around and having character moments.
it
Like,
would be
doesn't have to
exactly that.
like it doesn't have
Elliot's
to be
now
anything
frozen.
crazy. Oh,
No,
do
it's
I
probably
need
my
to?
end. Hold on. And Elliot
Wow,
be
I look
frozen. No,
disgusted.
I think I bugged the window. It's not you. I can see you moving.
No, I know. I just look disgusted.
It's what I'm saying. It's I know I have that effect. Why is that happening?
Do I need
He is
to
forever
do
disgusted.
anything?
You don't need to do anything. You don't need to.
I'll just join with random characters and fuck shit up for a couple of sessions as a filler,
Yeah.
filler, then die a horrible death. Part of me like, oh no, I can't spoil it. I've got ideas for Mosh that I think I've told you about, but like, I reckon they'd be funny. I like Mosh too much as a character to not
There we go.
to like
Fixed it.
remove him.
I don't think you guys should remove anything. I think you got a good thing going.
I know, but like I've got a dumb idea which I think would be really funny, and I think I told you about it, but it also
Why is that happening?
also chat doubling up. Oh, things are just not
Yeah,
working today, aren't they?
Yeah. It is doubling up. Weird.
That's really odd.
How about now? Try test that. Give us some chat tests in the chat.
Let me
Some tests. Okay, I think it was my Chrome window may have opened the tabs again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ah, there we go. Sweet.
Yeah, at least you can see Elliot's disgust in real time. Yeah.
That's true. I do have just a big old resting bitch face.
I also just realized.
I also just have a very resting, zoned out face, or like, because like it was just mentioned it on the weekend. Like she was like, "Oh, like how are you?" And I just sort of like looked at her. I'm like, "Oh, I'm good," but like I said it with such a plain face.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh no, like is everything okay?" I'm like, "Oh no, this is just my face."
Yeah, no. When you stop putting effort into your face, you're just like,
yeah. It concerns people sometimes.
Yeah.
They're just like, is everything okay? I'm just like, oh yeah, no, I'm fine. Like, no.
So a 90-second ad has started. Thank you, Sari.
Show me your face.
Show me your teeth. No, what does it? Give me your teeth. Yeah, I reckon that could be done. So you're at Avcon next week, and then 14,
and then it would be the.
We got 3 weeks of July
then,
left after that. I think that's pretty good. No,
Yeah.
3 weeks. Yeah.
And then
Like we might be able to have our first cast member like through a session 0 and going from there as well at that point. So it might be like a drip feed of the new folks.
Yeah.
But I think that could be good and fun. I like that. I like that idea.
I had a really dumb idea. I think Ash mentioned it, but it was like having Mosh do a monologue of like the lead up of like the events that have happened, sort of thing.
I think I like the idea of that.
I like the idea of it too. That's what I was thinking about it the other night. What if Mosh was just like in like, because we're in a new town and like I think we're gonna do like a some time has passed moment.
Yeah.
Because we also have to explain why Yuri is Yuri has just disappeared like for whatever reason.
I already know the reason. Like I've thought about that easily.
But I like the idea of Mosh having to like work as a bard. So he's just like he's on stage just retelling the tale of like how they got there.
I find that really funny because there's no formal tavern in Kresk.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to find a place to do that.
Well, like, what was there was the idea I had where it was just like, have you ever seen William Shatner like sing? He's
Yes.
just like on a stool smoking a
Yes.
cigar, like a cigarette. I thought it'd be really funny to like do like you know that animatic that I showed you of Mosh
Yeah,
with
I really
like
liked
the
that. That was fun.
I thought it'd be like fun to do like one of those where he's just retelling a story.
Oh, that'd be so fun. I'll help make that. I actually
And
did that on
I'm like,
actually did that on our main show. That's actually part of the editing that I like doing.
yeah. So like part of it would just be like getting a whole bunch of like different poses of the characters and just swapping them out and being not not lazy editing, but like sort of just like very animatic editing. It's just
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No, I get you. And I really got to put chapter 4 up the top. That's like one of the more recent things we made.
Yeah.
God damn,
But
where the
yeah,
fuck is
just
it?
doing that and then being like, this is how we got here.
Mm. I like that.
And then
I like it a lot.
But then the payoff is just he's doing it to like an empty bar. There's
Yeah.
no one. You just like it's just like a.
Okay, so here's one. So yeah, this is like I used to like fully animate all the maps and everything for this. It's just like we just didn't get views on it. So
Yeah.
oh, literally here's a portion right here, and I would we have this YouTube series for the next one recorded, but it would be that we would animate a lot of the battle maps, or I'd do something with it, and then I'd try and put little effects on it. It's doing like a swamp press or something like that, and then we had like little minis. The next chapter we got like a physical set. But we do that, and then there's something like that there. Not this episode. There's an animatic somewhere around here that here it is. Nope, that's the intro. Here we go. I would do like small little animatics, and then I had there's a goddess coming down and doing their thing.
Yeah.
But we'd have like the characters just jumping around and doing little hops and things like that.
Mm.
It was just fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the idea of like doing something like that. But also I was just like, that's going to take me a lot of time to do that.
Animating those things takes ages.
Yeah. I'm like, that's a Midnight Elliot problem.
Yeah, it takes like a couple hours per minute, but like it is fun.
Once you're in like a groove of things and like,
oh yeah,
I'd want to like write a script essentially.
Yeah.
Because like there's a lot of ground to cover, and it's just like how much time do you focus on the start versus like the other thing, and also like it'd be Mosh telling the story. So does he talk about like the other shit everyone else has been going through?
I think it would be like his perspective.
Bringing it back to Lady Ray.
I think that'd be a good joke to do like 2 or 3 times in there, because then you've got you've got your 1, 2, 3 of comedy.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's something that I thought about. I'm like, I could probably try and do that, but I'm just like, when is the other question?
Yeah,
because
be really cool.
I think the start I'd just have to write a script, because I think either way we were gonna have Mosh do like a little recap. So either way that script will get written.
Either way,
I mean, if you need help with it, I'm happy to do it. I mean, I just got to sit down and do it. Yeah. That's really it.
So, for example, if you can see on stream, this is the kind of thing I was doing. Like, we got her drawn in like different flowing capes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And this is their equivalent of Mystra, like the goddess of magic. Someone cast a spell that they shouldn't have, and then the villain did it, and then she comes down and is just like, "Don't break my rules," and just evaporated him. Just like broke her at the magical level.
I think yeah. Oh, fuck, what was the? I was just using like D&D, not D&D Beyond. What's the 3D model like that we use for our characters?
Hero Forge.
Hero Forge.
Hero Forge is great though, because you can like you could do machinima expressions, right?
Yeah, like
you could literally do like Halo Red versus Blue.
yeah, like just do very sort of big stuff, but also like what was it? Yeah, there was that stupid one where I said he was like calling or something, and I just had him bring out a phone. I was just like, that's just funny to me. No,
Yeah.
sending. He was doing sending, and he just brought out a
Yeah.
phone, and then there was just a dial tone for a while as well. It was
Yeah,
just
I like that.
that. Like that made me laugh. So I was like, yeah, all right.
And you could
Like
also
that
do
stupid shit.
like the megaphone voice as well. Yeah, hello, hello. What's
Yeah.
going on here?
I think I did. I tried to
It's
do like a
Mosh.
low pass on it.
Guys, it's Mosh. He's somewhere. And it'd be like, Calestus, are you coming in? Calestus! Calestus! Where are you, Calestus? I don't know where anybody is. Oh my god, I think everything just froze again. Oh my god, why did this happen?
Oh my god, yeah, that's weird.
I think it's because Windows,
Oh.
like, hold on, let me get rid of this effect. Let me,
Oh, no, that's a really bad freeze screen on me.
yeah, it does the thing where everything like went away for a split second, and then it.
Oh, it does like the flicker thing.
Yeah, I dislike these
Yeah.
features.
Mm.
Okay, so that's there. Elliot's thing just needs to be relinked for some reason.
I
know how to do
I
this
do
now.
like the idea. No, while you fix it, I'm just gonna keep talking.
Done.
I do like the idea of Mosh thinking that he's the main character a little bit.
He would. He would.
Like, it's just funny to me, and like him kind of like just mistelling the story.
I think it'd be fun if we did that for everybody. Like, you have 3 versions of it, maybe even 4,
Yeah.
and the 4th one's either like Jackie or Ismark.
Yeah, but even if there's, because if he's like, say, I know you said there's no bar there, but like, or tavern, but like
There's a place where he could do it.
Yeah,
it's like a gazebo in public type situation.
Yeah, and but like maybe like Gwen and Calestus are like on looking from like somewhere like across the way, and they're just listening to him and they're like, that's not what happened.
Yeah, yeah. Every now and then they're just like in the background of this gazebo, and they're just like, what the fuck?
Like, was it like I don't. Do you remember it happened that way? That's not how it happened.
It's not how it happened.
Because I do like Calestus is very, very deadpanned a lot some of the time, and just very like not the straight character, not like the straight face character, but like, yeah, straight faced, I guess. Where it's just like, yeah, don't do that dumb thing because that thing is dumb.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Gwen is just like, like, let him do it. Let's see what
Yuri
happens.
was also kind of that as well. So like, now that you had 2 characters that were kind of I was the oh my god, my brain. No, I derailed myself.
No, you're good. I got derailed as well.
So with it'd be like you'd. I could picture the same with everyone. It's like you have like someone just slightly interrupting. I could picture if there was a Strahd one, it'd be like from his hero perspective. He's like, I invited these would-be heroes to hone them as my blade to see what they could really do here. Get rid of the riffraff. Get rid of the stuff that I don't like in my towns. And help me install new people as handily in Valaki. You know, like, basically he's like, I love these guys. They're helping me do what I want.
Yeah.
Wonderful
like
little employees.
Everything that's happening to his point of view.
Exactly.
Whereas the only person who's actually giving the correct, like,
I would say be elements of truth to all of them, but it would be overall an unreliable narrator.
Yeah. The only person who's somewhat accurate, or the most accurate, is like Calestus or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just like, this happened, and then this happened, and this happened. Whereas Mosh is elaborating on the truth a little bit.
But yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that could be a fun thing, because I know Ash suggested that, and I was like, I'd be down to like doing a monologue.
That's good.
I can do a French accent for a while, for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. I don't know how long it would be. there's a lot of story to catch up.
There's a lot, but like nothing we can't.
A lot of it can be cliff noted.
We also haven't played in like 4 months, so it's like we gotta get ourselves up to speed. We gotta get everybody else up to speed because we also know what we did, but people who haven't been watching, like, you got other stuff going in life, like, catch everyone up.
Oh yeah.
Well, that can bring us to our next episode then, huh? What happened in episode 3? Son of Adonovich.
3. Sorry, we got distracted real bad.
Son
of Adonovich.
We're still talking about
Barovia. Yeah, we Son of Adonovich. We had Anthony join us.
We did. Our first guest.
Yeah, he played the what was his name? Father Donovich, I guess. It's in the name.
Yeah. I think it was Donovich. I don't remember his name. Donovich Indorovich or something like that.
I think so. Yeah.
His first name was Donovich.
But yeah, there was something happening at the church that Ismark wanted us to check out. So we went over there, found out that essentially the Donovich's son had been turned into almost a vampire. I don't know exactly.
He was a vampire spawn.
That's right. Yeah.
So he very much was. He was a. He can't be a full-fledged vampire. I think Astarion, but Astarion has his agency still.
Yeah.
But maybe not even that, because the others also still had their agency, but basically a spawn is more mindless.
Yeah.
Or like they struggle to control themselves if they have to.
But yeah, so we found out his son was that. So we decided that it needed to be taken care of, essentially. And I think Anthony in the end was the one who did it. But then didn't he? No, he stayed alive, I think.
Yeah, I think he was alive. Like, you gotta let. He's like, he's my son. You gotta let me.
Yeah,
you gotta let me have him.
He did it, but I couldn't remember if Anthony's character stayed alive or not.
He did,
I think he did.
Oh, he stayed alive,
but he told us to leave. He was like, "You gotta leave."
No, I think it was like he was like, "I'll have to do it," and then I can't remember whether he did or not, but effectively, he was like, "I need you to leave here. It's not that I am angry at you, but I grieve the situation that has happened, and you were there."
Yeah. So yeah, we left. We also, because like there was a whole thing at like the Burgermeister's house and all that sort of stuff, and that's Moshe would talk to a small child that definitely wasn't a ghost.
Yeah, definitely not at all.
Yeah, definitely wasn't a ghost, and that's how he found out about the windmill, because they told him that Lady Rain was at the windmill, or like most likely to be at the windmill.
So fun fact with that, because you've played Death House off camera now. So we, in that we confirmed that was a kid of the Death House trying to lure you to the Death House. I don't think I was ever going to have you go to it, but like I wanted to set it up because they owned the windmill.
Oh, okay.
That's so when you guys did Death House, you would have found a deed to the windmill's land. I think I gave you that. So that's actually how you find your way to the windmill, because you do Death House. And then you get given the deed to the windmill, and then you go to the windmill, and hags have taken over it, and you're like, "Get out of our house! This is our place that we can fortify." And then they go, "No," and then you have to clear them out.
Okay. Whereas the way we ran it was Moshe was literally like, "That's where Lady Rain is."
You were also trying to find a place from memory. It was like it's getting onto evening. You needed a place to stay. And they did offer you a place to stay, but you guys were like, "Oh, these are witches. These guys are not right." You were like, "Something's not right here." And then you realize that don't eat the pies. The pies is made of people.
Yeah. That was episode 4, though.
That was 4 when we had wonderful Nick Tacula playing with us. But yeah, number 3 was the
because 4. No, so 5 would have been.
Nick joined for 2 from memory, right?
Yeah, Nick joined from 2. With 5, we got to the hags.
So I've got I've got bundles of friends and then the audacity of this witch. So it was like you would have ended the session at the hag hut, and then you fought the witch in the next one.
That's right. Yeah, because we spent a lot of time just talking in
It's fine.
4 and like traveling. And
yeah, that was
like
your
half an hour was spent trying to climb a wall.
You would be surprised at how many of the hardest things you do are mundane activities in this game, like opening the door or climbing a cliff or crossing a bridge, man. Crossing a bridge is like one of the most stressful things for players, especially if the bridge is rickety and you can't fly.
So yeah, like Mosh tried to climb it and fell, I think, but then fell on top of Nick's skeleton.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And his name was like Jim from memory. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Jim. That's right. Yeah. Anyway, and then they eventually got to the witch's house. And then oh, that's right. Jackie showed up with Lady Rain.
Yeah.
And then Mosh had to use his very unique disguise of just like glasses with a nose. And then
which
convince him that
I did not think would work, and it worked. And I was like, well, now I have to have another way for Strahd to let himself in at some point.
Yeah.
And that was such a big moment that I tried to put in the campaign of like, he's going to rock up and try to come in. Whether or not you let him in is a thing. But you guys did it in a way that like completely dismissed him, and he went, oh, I guess they're not here.
But it was also kind of like a little bit of me not understand, because you said, I think he said at one point, it was just like, oh, you believe him or something. And I was like, oh, how could, I'm like, I think that was me not understanding D&D properly still, where I was just like, oh, okay, but I'm going to not let him in. Whereas like, really, I probably should have let him in.
Look, in hindsight, maybe, but like you fooling him was so funny that I was like, I'm not going to fight it. Like, it worked really well for like how well it went off. But also like a nat 1 on an insight check. Dope. That's so good.
The way I played it was like, it wasn't his house, right?
Yeah.
So like they couldn't invite him in, like, you know.
But that's true though. Like, it was a creative way to not metagame, but also still do cool shit.
Like, I should have done the thing.
That's all right.
And that was me like hindsight. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I missed that mark.
That's all right.
I missed that social cue. But yeah, then Strahd left, and then we had to fight the witches, which was done with like they didn't really do any damage. I don't think they did any damage to us.
They did a bit, but they didn't do a lot, because you guys absolutely prepared like your buffs and debuffs really well.
Yeah, they because Ash cast silence, so the hags just couldn't do anything, and then cut out one of their tongues, I think, so that they couldn't. So that if the silence did wear off, they couldn't then do anything else.
Yeah, what you did was you had silence cast, and then you walked into the silence and just ripped out the tongue, and I was like, that's sick. That's really cool.
I know Mosh tried to rewrite the contract, but couldn't figure it out, and that was just me being dumb. Like, not being able to figure out what to do in the fight.
That's fine. I mean, that happens, right?
Yeah. And then I'm slowly learning what Mosh's role is in like fighting scenarios. Stuff like that.
Bards are such an all-rounder, right? You literally have an ability called Jack of all trades, and that becomes your role in the group. And then you can spec into stuff, because you've got the Eloquence Bard. Yeah. So yours is a very social bard where you will be doing a lot of the out-of-combat stuff, but then you're all about buffing and utility as a subclass.
Yeah.
Like, do you have cutting words?
I can't remember, honestly. I might.
I can't remember if you have that reliable talent thing either. I can literally check, actually. If anyone would like to see a behind the curtain peek at Moshe's
stat block.
Yes, if you see some cooked names in a sec, I apologize. Oh, okay, this is not.
Oh, we what did we do? We one of the we only fought 2 of the hags as well.
You also only fought 2 of the hags. Yeah, one is still on the loose.
Yeah. One is still out there somewhere.
Coincidentally, one of the other groups also did that. Okay, so Moshe's stats. We're going to have a little look at this. So you got a 0 on strength.
Yep.
19 dex, pretty good.
Hilarious to me.
13 con, 11 intelligence. So you're not stupid. You're actually pretty average intelligence, but your wisdom sucks.
Yeah.
Your charisma, the way we frame it, though, is your charisma is really good that you get what you want. However, everyone's kind of like, make him shut up.
Yeah,
give him what he wants, make him shut up. Almost like, not a Karen, but like an idiot savant.
Yeah, he's just very much like, give him what he wants so he goes away.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Don't have to deal with him.
Exactly. So, like, it still works really well. You know, you got your Bardic, you got your Performance Persuasion. Where's your class features at? So, Silver Tongue. This is the bane of my existence. I've actually changed how this works with one of my parties because I got one of my rogues couldn't fail a roll because of it. And I'm like, I still think there's opportunity for fail, so I do want you to roll. And if you nat 1, that's the only way you can fail. So there's always a 5% chance you can still fail.
I think that's fair. Like, if you roll a nat 1, that's the worst outcome.
Yeah, but it says, so this one's like, Silver Tongue, when you make a persuasion or deception check, you can treat the roll of a 9 or lower as a 10.
Yeah.
So the way that rules is written is you ignore crit fails.
Yeah.
But I think that makes it less fun.
Yeah, you kind of want the risk of there being a critical fail. Like, that's how you make funny situations.
Just straight up, rogue with reliable talent or bard with reliable talent. It means that when you walk into a room and you have persuasion 11, your minimum roll is 12. Minimum. That's at this level. Now think about when you have proficiency like 7 or you have proficiency anywhere from 6 to 8. It means automatically, without proficiency or expertise, +5. If you have proficiency, it's +15 or +8. No, sorry, +13. If your expertise and stuff or half proficiency, which you have expertise in persuasion and performance, it means that if you get even higher, you will be persuasion +16 minimum, which is a lot of checks just without having to try or roll. And I'm like, I always think there should be a roll.
You go into a place and you immediately know everything, and it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, that's good and it should make you feel powerful, but to me, I'm like, I like failure in this game. I think it should be good. Like, I'm not going to set your DCs bullshit high just to accommodate for it, because that also is, you know, when you're in a video game and then the levels have just scaling, and it makes it not matter what level you are, because you can walk into any area and you will be fine.
Yeah.
So I feel like that negates the game's mechanics a bit if something is not harder or easier depending on how powerful you are. Because like I think Borderlands 3 did it. I hated it.
Being like you roll a 1 and it's just like, oh, that person knows you're a fucking idiot. Like, that's
they see
like,
through your crap.
This person sees right through you.
Yeah.
And that's funny to me.
I think that's important in this game.
Yeah.
Your College of Eloquence.
I'm gonna walk into every shop and just be like, oh yeah, give me
a discount.
Tell me exactly what I need to know. Give me a discount.
Well, and here's the thing: when you are classes that are like good at persuading stuff, that is the utility that you should be using. You can get discounts.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Artificer can just be like, I can just make anything that I can see as long as I know how it works for like half the cost. And I'm like, that's great. You're the crafter class. Font of Inspiration. Okay, so stuff that's specifically your subclass, because you're using 2024 Bard for everybody watching. Silver Tongue is from that, but this is so we've got 2024 class with a Tasha's Cauldron of Everything subclass. So you've got Unsettling Words from Eloquence, where as a bonus action you can expend a Bardic and choose a creature you can see. But it's like Cutting Words, where it's a D8 off a roll. from their saving throw. So you can bonus action as unsettling words to give someone a negative D8, and then you can hit them with like a hypnotic pattern, and then they have a negative D8 to their save. You know?
I'm just picturing.
So that's the combo.
There's somebody trying to like take a shot at somebody, and it's just motion in the background. Go. Ooh.
Well, remember it's a saving throw, so it has to be them subjected to a saving throw. So basically, it's a self buff or a party buff for their next. Is it next saving throw roll? Yeah. So if you're like, I want to make you laugh real bad, I'm gonna eloquence you to give you a negative D8, and then I'm going to Tasha's hideous laughter you. And suddenly, negative potential 8 off a DC 16 is big. Like, that would make a boss want to use a legendary resistance to auto-save it, because they're probably going to fail that roll unless they have a really, really good wisdom bonus.
Yeah.
Also dependent on the roll they get, the negative D8.
The what? Everything booped? Oh no! Whoops! Sorry, my thing scrolled up.
No, that's from a while ago.
Twitch does this thing that annoys me when there's like the incoming ad thing. It moves the chat up.
I don't like that either.
Oh, yeah, it frustrates me. Yeah. I think like.
I'm just gonna put an awards thing in the chat just making sure everybody knows it's the final day of the Crit Award voting, and we are nominated in addition to a wonderful bunch of creators as a finalist for some of our stuff. Now you can go to the link below to cast your vote. I'm going to shout out Winter's Tales and a few others in the chat who are also campaigning. They've got like best show, best innovation. We've got best charity event, which is what we want to go for, and we have them, and Let's Roll for Dragons was another one we saw. And please go give them a... That didn't work. Let's Roll for Dragons. We would love your
voting duty. Nice.
Yeah. Them and a bunch of other wonderful creators in the Discord, if you've seen it, and on our socials. We've got like a form shouting at a bunch of people that we're going to be voting for. Don't take it as gospel. That's the people we just know who are voting for and want to support them. But also check out all of the projects. Make sure that you know what you're voting for. If you find someone that you don't know and you want to take a chance on, go have a look at it. I implore you to do so. I think people just should be recognized for their hard work.
Didn't know about.
Yeah. Like, we missed out on Best Overlay, but we did see our friend Boss Jellybean, who was Fiona Wachter on our channel for a bit there. They got nominated for Best Overlay, so make sure to go give them some kudoses because they get nommed. And we love them. I've done 2 projects with them now that have been really great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What else you got in here?
I'm
going to quiz you on your own. Like quiz you on your own sheet real quick.
Yeah. So let's see how much I know about Mosh. Let's go.
What's Unfailing Inspiration do? Now, don't look at the stream. Oh, sorry. I'm just going to scroll away. What does Unfailing Inspiration do?
It's so small on my screen that I can't read it.
Good.
Well, I think we might have a delivery at the front door.
Sorry,
no, Daisy barked, and I'm just like, is that a delivery? So what was it? Unfailing Inspiration?
Unfailing Inspiration. You got a level 6. Is this a new one you don't know yet?
I feel like it's something again, it's like a bardic inspiration thing to maybe help somebody.
You're on the right track, but it actually helps you the most. No, it actually doesn't. Hold on.
What?
It helps everybody. It helps anybody who has it. Anybody who has it.
Is this the one that gives bonus health?
No.
Like I need to do like no, that's motivational speech.
Yeah. This is so this is specifically a subclass ability. So motivational speech is a feat, not a bard ability, but this is not just a bard ability, this is a subclass specific for eloquence.
I feel like it lets you
Unfailing inspiration.
Yeah, like
so we've established that Elliot is not remembering his sheet for one, but we will get there.
Yeah. No, I I've read my stuff 1,000 times, and like it's so many words. I'm just I don't know what half.
I'm
of
never going to
words.
fault someone for needing to read their sheet because I have to read the book thousands of times again and again and again. I'm an encyclopedic knowledge of D&D.
This one, I feel like it's like there's an ability check involved, and then I can re-roll. Or something.
You're actually not super far off. I'm also going to put on some funky little music now that I think will be really appropriate. Where is it?
This is the Wii Me shop.
Oh, that would also be good, but I think you'll like this one as well. I'm going to put it in our Barovia chat if you want it. Here it is. Or it won't because it's not on YouTube. All right. So you weren't too far off. It was if you fail a bardic inspiration roll. Oh, hold on. No, it's got to be different now. We thank you for making me realize this. When a creature adds one of your bardic inspiration dice to its ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, and the roll fails, they can keep the dice. That. Oh, actually, no, that still counts. So what it means, because bardic. Bardic is now that when you fail the roll, you can add the bardic to it if you want.
Yeah,
but you don't have to choose before. It's only when it fails.
Yeah.
If you fail, you keep the dice, so you don't waste it if you fail it.
Oh, okay.
So you'll only ever lose the bardic dice now when you fail the roll. If that makes
isn't that what you just said?
So you'll only ever
when you fail.
So sorry. When you succeed the roll is the only time it will be used properly. Otherwise, you will keep it. Normally, if you use it and you don't make the roll still, you lose the bardic. But with this, you don't lose the bardic.
Oh, so if you use the bardic inspiration and you still don't hit the required, okay, you get to keep it. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That's the one.
So that's just a buff to bardic inspiration, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
And that applies for pretty much anyone
who has bardic, yes.
Yep. So
yes.
Buff.
Pretty much.
Cool. Yeah, no wonder I didn't know that one.
All right, here you go. Here is the Game Corner music from Pokemon. This is Gold and Silver. But this is your What Happened Last Time theme music. Welcome to the show, Elliot.
What other Mosh stuff should I know but probably don't?
Okay, what is this next question for you? Is going to be universal speech. This is another eloquence-specific ability. You can only use it once per long rest as an action.
I think it's just like he can understand. He can speak in any language, but it doesn't mean that they can speak back. It's something along those, like he's able to speak.
You're very close.
Like
you're very close, but in the wrong direction.
There's like a thing. Oh, like they can understand me. No, wait.
You got it. The creatures can magically understand you, regardless of your language.
But
and you can choose up to 6. Up to your.
That doesn't mean that they can talk to me, though. Like, they can understand me, but that doesn't
you can't
mean
understand
that they
them.
can talk. Yeah, you can't understand them, but they can understand you.
Yes, but that's where Comprehend Languages comes in handy as a level 1 spell, because that is a one-way spell that you can understand them, but you can't speak to them if they don't understand you. Okay. So these all synergize with spells, basically. Like,
yeah.
So if you cast Comprehend Languages...
Which I don't think I have.
Maybe it's time to take it. We can also rework sheets and stuff before we come back, but yeah, Comprehend Languages, so you can understand them, and then you can now use Universal Speech. Then now you can have a full conversation without casting the 3rd level spell Tongues.
it's just two different spells.
It's an ability and a first level spell. And you can also choose.
That's right, an ability.
You can choose 5 creatures within 60 feet of you that can do that for an hour.
Oh, okay. So I can put that on our crew.
This would
so
be how
they
you
can all understand.
This would be how you speak to Rain if you need to.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, he also has talk to animals.
That too.
That one is specifically there.
Speak with animals, I think, is you can communicate both ways, though.
Yeah, it is. You can.
But it's specifically animals.
Because we've used it for Huey the bird.
The other thing would be sending also does it, but it's a level 3 spell. So you can send each other a telepathic message across unlimited distance. However, you only get 25 words to say whatever you can, but it's a universal understanding.
Yeah.
Upon receiving your message, the creature can block your ability to reach it again with it for 8 hours. So you can cold call someone, but then they don't have to listen to your next one.
Yeah. Yeah, you can cold call, they'll answer, and then they'll be like, oh, it's this guy again. I'm not answering.
Okay, I got a question from Lockie in chat. When did Mosh turn into a turtle and what episode?
That was the beach episode.
Yes.
I sent you a TikTok about beach episodes. I don't know if you watched that one.
I did, I think. I can't remember what specifically, but I have watched some of these funny
D&D ones. It was
ones.
just like, oh, let's have a beach episode. And then just like they proceed to like describe every terrible thing that happens in the beach episode.
Yes, what number episode was beach episode? Because I know why we did it, and actually, where did it take place? And what episode number is it?
It was in Valaki, so it
was not in Valaki.
Well, it was like because it was like the lake of Valaki, so we started in Valaki, and then it's like outside of Valaki.
I'm being particular. I'm being picky. Yes, it is about a mile out of Valaki, but yes.
Yeah. I always pictured it as sort of like the lake of Valaki. That's how I pictured it.
It's called Lake Zarovich, and it's the biggest lake in the valley, but it is about a mile and a half away from Valaki. And yes, you are correct. That is where it took place.
Because, we found Strahd. Strahd was... Did we establish if Strahd was out there fishing? Because we saw somebody out there fishing on a boat.
That was not Strahd. That was actually... That's an encounter from the book. And then...
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, I don't know if you'll ever actually do this. So when you were like, let's have a beach episode, I was like, this encounter's here. However...
Yeah.
Did you do anything with the boat, or you just found Strahd? Did you?
No, because I swam out to the boat because something dropped from the sky, which was Strahd.
But then you didn't do anything with the boat and the guy, right?
Well, because I just assumed that the person that I found was the person in the boat.
No, they sank.
It was weird. Yeah.
So I modified that encounter then. So the actual encounter is there's a guy who is like in a drunken stupor fishing out there.
Okay.
And he throws a person into the lake.
Oh, okay.
Basically, I think he's trying to... I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he's trying to, like, get fish to appear or something so he can fish and bring it back to the town. But he's so blasted that he's committing this horrible act and effectively murdering someone so he can try and get food for everyone. For himself and or his direct people. However, I removed that entirely because there's just a guy that just, there's a guy that just died because Strahd landed on him, which is pretty appropriate for something Strahd would do, even inadvertently.
So like Mosh found Strahd out, like passed out.
He was still a tiefling.
Pushed him to shore. Yeah, still a tiefling. He was just going for a swim because he was very excited for a beach day. Swam to shore with Strahd, and then once Strahd eventually woke up, everyone was arguing, and then Strahd got just annoyed and was like, I'm tired of this, and then just ripped Mosh's heart out and crushed it in front of him. And then
you also tried to hurt him. Like, I think you stunned him or something, and he went, stop it. And then you went, fuck you, we're going to try to kill you. And he went, all right, tit for tat.
Well, like...
actually, no, Strahd didn't do it.
No, he did.
Strahd didn't do it.
No, Calestus tried to. But
and then
Yuria
Strahd did
stopped
do it. Yes.
And then Strahd did do it.
Yeah.
Strahd told Calestus, or like was pretending to be a god or whatever.
Strahd said, when Calestus contacted God, they said it's Moshe, the source of the charity event donations causing all the bullshit is Moshe. You need to stop him. And Calestus tried to go you. Yuria stopped him, and then Strahd went, and pulls your heart out.
Yeah, and then crushed it in front of him, and then like Beauty and the Beast style, like end transformation, but like reversed.
You Sailor Mooned into a turtle.
Yeah, you Sailor Mooned into a turtle. But the number episode, so
we kind of established this a little bit via just context clues.
Yeah, so
It's
we
the
were
third
already in
arc.
Valaki. Yeah, we were already in Valaki.
So you could actually run the episode numbers and work it out pretty easily.
Yeah, because what did we say? So 5 was we did the witch's hut.
Mm-hmm.
6 will be we get to Valaki and just sort of
it's always well in Valaki.
Funny.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they sort of like they run us in for funny business and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think there's another episode in Valaki. I can't remember what we do, so that would be 7. And then so number 8 would be the
You
Weekend at
are
Bernie's.
incorrect.
Ah, damn it.
Surprisingly, we did a lot in episode 6, and Weekend at Jackie's was lucky number 7.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. And then Bones to Pick was episode 8. So that's the Saint
That's where
the coffin shop.
we went to the coffin shop.
And then we did the coffin shop fight. At the end of the coffin shop fight was the end of Jacob's episode. And then he went, "Hi, Daddy," at the end of it. And then you
That's
fought
right.
Strahd a little bit in there, got done in for more funny business. And then Fiona approached you and you went to her dinner in episode 9 to go, "Hey,
That's right.
my book club and I want to do something about this tyrant in charge."
Yeah.
Who you'd
it's 'cause
had
we did
kind of
so
run-ins at that point.
Yeah, we had a few, but like, yeah.
Like I said,
Damn.
the Valaki saga was 6 episodes is Valaki,
Yeah.
including Charity. But that's the Valaki saga because we ended up making that episode 7 canon, mostly because there was nothing
Because
like...
it was kind of fun. There was nothing crazy in there, and like...
Yeah, if it was too destructive in terms of the storyline, we would have said no. Hey, Turquoise, how you doing? But yeah, if it was too destructive in terms of the plot line, I would have been like, nah. But the only thing that was a major thing, the only thing that was major in there was that
turned into a
you
turtle.
got turned into a turtle, but kind of worked anyway because
It's funny, like it is.
everybody else was like, make sure Elliot's okay with it, and you were the first one to say like, nah, do it.
Like, it's funny.
That was good.
It's funny who has like somebody who's like what? Because what's most? He's like a 53-year-old who has like the skin of a 20. Like he's just very youthful.
He's real youthful, yeah.
Like he's very youthful. He's very like pompous.
He's got a really good
like,
skincare routine.
Yeah, and so there's just something really funny about like changing that and him having to deal with that, but then nobody else caring about it. Like no one cares.
Yeah.
Like he keeps bringing it up, and everyone's just like, "Yes, we know you're a turtle."
So
And he's like, "No,
hydrate.
but do you actually understand what this means?"
Give us a little hydrate.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
No
so
Pepsis, though.
I got to Cuke 0. Okay, so any other questions in chat for this is a pop quiz that we're doing. Hey chat, what's a question we have for them, Elliot? What's a what happened last time for them? I actually like the idea of a pop quiz show called What Happened Last Time. And I might start developing that concept a bit more. How did you leave?
Like what was happening as we left Valaki?
As in the catalyst to the cause of it, or like what was directly the events happening that as you were leaving?
Sort of like
what's
just like I'm trying to like describe it without describing it.
Well, yeah. It's what were the events that led to? Like, what? I guess what's the specific question you're asking?
Like, where? Like, so picture the.
I'll give people a hint in the form of the VOD playing the map.
Yeah. So like, picture Valaki at the very end, and we're walking away from it. Like,
Running.
What is happening? Like, what is happening at Valaki as we are leaving Valaki?
What is happening as you're leaving Valaki?
No idea, but your character successfully do a backflip.
I don't think.
Can
You got a lot of you got a lot of dexterity.
Moshi has a lot of dexterity.
Portal
And
backflip
I
would be
think he
pretty
has
cool.
done a backflip. Yuria tried to. At one point, was just like, "Oh, Mosh can't
can't do a
kill
flip.
King. Mosh couldn't kill a king, and he just like backflips over, steals the knife, and like puts it to her
Yeah,
throat.
I think that was one of the last episodes we had before we took the hiatus.
Yeah, that was one of the last episodes that I. Oh no, yeah, that I was because I was missing for a lot of them.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, Mosh did a backflip, stole a knife, because no one would believe that he could kill a tyrant.
Yeah. No one could believe.
Which is just funny. I also like that they were just like, do we know if this is true?
Yeah. All right, chat. Give you another minute. What was happening to Valaki as they left Valaki? And the episode and the year. That was the last episode of the year came to a close.
Yeah, that was
in a
that last
6-hour session. That's just the gameplay, by the way. So the starting soon and the ending and the BRB are all cut out. I think that stream was 7 to 7.5 hours.
It was a very long stream, that one.
I loved it, but fuck, it was a lot.
That's probably my favorite episode because there's a start, middle, and an end to it.
See, that's why I'm fine with combat, right? You did 2 combats in there. You did 2 combats, and there was a flow to it, and I intentionally made it so you did stuff during each round, and I had my enemies doing stuff, but it wasn't just I roll to hit, I do this. It was like Rahadin appears type thing, you know?
Yeah. And there was conversations happening mid-fight, and like
did you expect?
And even in the in-between.
Did you? Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying, like, even like in between the 2 fights, there was a sense of urgency to get to the next one.
Well, it was like the second this shit started going down, you saw the church on fire, and you went,
yeah,
oh, this is really bad here, but that's also terrible. We can't. Yeah, we can't let one or the other go.
Yep.
And turns out the worst thing was happening over there. On a smaller like Strike Force scale, that was much worse. But you can't just let the villagers die.
Diversion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they had a big diversion in the town square so that Strahd could do his little thing.
But that's it. Like, if you hadn't stayed in the town square to deal with it, all of them would have died.
Yeah.
All of them would have died in a massacre, and they would have taken what's left, versus you saved, like, a lot. Like, by and large, the majority of everyone there. There was 2 people that, like, kind of needed to die, but they could have lived. Like, if you had have left them go and then the fight had started, they probably would have been like, this is worse, we'll deal with you later. Yeah. But yeah. The Burgomaster died, and then it was kind of... That was kind of on from there, right?
Yeah.
But, no worries.
Good turquoise.
See you later, Turquoise. Hope you got a good day.
The
Pop quiz.
The thing that was happening to Valaki as it was leaving.
As you were leaving.
Burning down. Valaki was on fire, burning down.
It was burning.
That was how we ended that episode.
Yes. So, I want to get your thoughts on it, because I think we did a little debrief at the end of this stream as well. Were you expecting such, like, a bit of a ruse there in the layers of it? Or were you like, okay, we got our plan and that's what's going to happen there? Like, what was your, like, thought process going into that? Because, like, I know I pull some bullshit, but I feel like there's, like, you know, sometimes there's things you can't plan for, even if you're expecting it. I think that one had layers of that this session.
So the big one that, like, because we didn't have a plan at the
Yeah, you
start of
did.
that episode. Like,
You kind of did. You were like, we need to take out the
Kind of.
Burgomaster and or stop him, and then Izek needs to go.
that was kind of it. But like there was, and then we were we had an idea of what we wanted to do, and then we talked to what's his name with the hat?
Pink. Rictavio.
Rictavio.
He was in there and doing the performing basically as like a plant.
Yeah,
at the moment.
But like because we thought he was in on it, and then it was like, no, he's not in on it.
Yeah, no, he fucking
he was
ran.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Pat's. Try to be subtle.
Was that a thumbs
I do
up?
want a
Yes,
donut.
yes.
I like pink ones.
Pink are the best donut.
Pink's the best donut.
Yeah. But yeah, like, and then there was like, because Rictavio ended up saving Moshe because Moshe was just like doing while everyone else was fighting the one guy.
Izek, yeah.
Or like Izek.
The executioner guy, yeah.
Yeah, the other giant guy came in. I think that was the big like plot twist. Is like, oh, who the fuck is this dude?
And you did think that was Strahd as well. You were like, oh, Strahd's gonna rock up here, but instead it was not Strahd, but his like underling Chamberlain or whatever he got introduced as. Thank you much.
Well, I mean,
I didn't realize this was already here.
Master.
I got some kind of yummy treat.
Nice.
Thank you.
Ooh.
What?
I
Thank you.
the Burgermeister did see Strahd because I pretended to be him for a little bit to try
that's
and
how
get
you
more
were
information out of him.
That's how you were
The other
extorting
guy.
him, and everyone went, "Oh my god, the devil's here!" And then turns out, the guy in the crowd was like, "You don't get to be him," and he just runs up, killing everyone just by standing near them.
Yeah,
and then gets on stage and stabs him.
Rictavio and Moshe were getting everyone out of the area, being like, "Everybody, fuck off,"
and you were dying,
but that left Moshe dead. So Rictavio had to just like pull out of there with.
He didn't res you. He gave you what's called a death ward. I'm pretty sure. And when you hit 0 hit points, you go back to 1 instead.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if that triggered then or later, but I know it triggered at some point.
It triggered at some point. Like he went down, and he was out of action, and then I think like he didn't. I don't know if it was dimensioned or what.
So I think you went down. He dimmy-doored you out, and then he healed you.
Yeah.
And then I think he slapped a death ward on you as well.
Yeah, and he left me with the hat, and I was left. I was out of the fight at that point.
Yeah.
And because I was back at the tavern. Like, in front.
He straight saved you. Not even in a way that I needed you out. Like I would have let you die there. But Rictavio is Rictavio. He can do some stuff very clearly. And you also kind of you nearly fought him earlier that session, I think. Where you were like
stole from him.
Yeah, you stole from him and he was like, "Give me my shit back." And then I think you pinned him down and he just wasn't phased. Like you're like, "We're gonna kill you," and he's like, "You can try."
Yeah.
I love that plot line, by the way. There is more Rictavio, obviously, to discover. I think his subplot is one of the most interesting things for me playing it.
But yeah, so Moshe was out of the fight, but we kind of teed up the tavern owner to like get some horses for us.
Owen, yeah. If you needed him out, you were.
Yeah, so Moshe grabbed those horses and like ran back to the town center so that everybody. But like by that time, Ash was flying over to the over to the church. And I think the only person, and then I think Uriel was just sprinting. So the only person he could pick up was like Ismark, Irina, and Gwen.
Yeah.
On horseback, and then just like they rode to the church, which was on fire because Jackie was attacking it.
Yeah. So then you get down to the church. Jackie's doing Jackie things. But he also knows that you took the bones back. That's like the bones to pick episode from a few before, like 4 episodes prior, was really like a key part of you making that doable. Because if you didn't get the bones and you didn't put it back in the coffin shop, well, because you didn't clear all of the vampires from the coffin shop, they got away, which is part of the assault. If you clear out all the vampires, it's just Strahd that rocks up, or it would be, or he might not even rock up anymore, depending on what you've done. So, you may have only seen him at the town square, but you gave him a way to do 2 attacks.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, if you don't do the coffin shop at all, he gets all 6 vampires to assault the church during the festival.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oof.
And then that church is basically destroyed. And then Valaki doesn't have a safe haven of consecration to keep evil out. So he basically just has full, I'm going to do what I want control in there, and there's no one to stop him, because he would have killed Lucian as well. He still could.
Yeah. Because that's funny though, because like the way we ended it, I was just like, oh, everything's on fire. This feels like the worst option that happened.
This is the only time I've ever seen Valaki properly fall.
Yeah.
Like the church can be destroyed.
It's fallen, but it's fallen, but the people are alive.
Yeah, you got like a really bad option in terms of like, a really like consequential ending. It's not bad. It's interesting, but it means you have to go deal with it at some point. Like, you can't really cross the valley anymore until you've dealt with Valaki, because you have to pass through Valaki to do that.
And, like, you know, I'm guessing that that's going to be full of people who assume that we're the cause of that problem. And like,
they will. Yeah, 100%. And Fiona's in charge, and then, who you know is untrustworthy.
Fiona's in charge, who is now... Well, she was, like, designating herself as, like, the queen or something.
Matriarch, yeah.
Matriarch, that's right. That's right, because then that's when it came out that Moshe killed his dad, who was like the equivalent of
patriarch,
like a king or a lord or something.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what? No, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
The what else was happening? So yeah, she was untrustworthy, which means that we'll get Boss Jellybean back in at some point to see how that goes.
That'll be fun.
I think my son is hungry. Is he given the donks on the glass? That's fair. Lizard drum activated. Yeah. Probably watching you eat. Boulder gets really pissy when he watches other people eat and he doesn't get to. So he'll he'll be like dunk, 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 on the glass with his face. God, what else was there? Valaki was burning. You left. You just had to leave after making sure Strahd didn't get the bones. Did he give? Did you give him the bones?
No, we didn't give it. Yuria went to give him the bones.
Oh, and she teleported him away.
She like spear tackled him and like ran him through town and stuff.
She grappler feeded and then bolted. And then she was like, if I die here, that's fine. And then he like bit her. Yeah, because he realized there was use out of that. But
not hard enough to do it, but then there still was some side effects or something.
Well, no, later you guys revealed that he could have done it because he had enough to like turn you into spawn, but he intentionally didn't. And so he turned her into what we later found out was a Dampier, because there was a whole like she started dying kind of plot there. Like she started actually dying.
This is when I was when I was not around.
Yeah, you were away for a bit.
I was back for like 1 episode, I think.
That stuff going on.
I don't even think I was back. No, I wasn't even back for 1 episode.
Yeah, okay. So no, I think you did 1. You did 1 right at the end there. So we only did 4 when we came back.
We did, because we left Valaki, and then they were on their way.
You were away for at least 2 or 3.
I was away.
But you were back for like the last 1 or 2. It was the Winter Splinter fight and the journey to Kresk.
Moshe woke up at Winter Splinter.
Yeah.
That's kind of like where that one happened.
Yeah, so I think there was 2 episodes, because you were like, hello everyone. Hello, we're at the Winter Splinter. And then they came and then you fought it for 2 episodes. And then Leia was there for one of them.
Right. Yeah.
So they Okay, well, to run you through that then, because what happened last time, I guess, can't really be asked of you easily.
I have like a vague understanding. It's like
the footnotes is important, right?
The winery. Yeah, we got told about a winery from the tavern keeper. What was his name again?
Davian Martikov. Oh no, the tavern keeper, like the Irwin in Valaki.
Yeah, Irwin. We got told about the winery in Valaki, and we were like, okay, we'll go there because that's the only place we know of. And then during that, the wolves came back and were hunting us down, and then the trees started attacking, and the trees like clotheslined Moshe.
Yeah, and they took you.
Yeah, they took
Amohiga,
him, Ismark, and
talking
Irina.
recaps.
Yeah. They took Moshe, Ismark, and Irina.
So that was just the letter of the day is S for survive.
Yeah.
So that's when you were pretty much knocked out in that encounter, and then the nature took you.
I wasn't even there. Yeah, I wasn't even there for that. And then everyone else went to the winery, and I don't think they had a fight at the winery. I think that was the following episode. I can't remember. There was one where they had to have like a fight at the winery somewhere.
Yeah, so when they got to the winery, they met the other Martikovs, the family and brothers and sisters, and the granddad of all of them. And they were like, we can't do anything here. Like you were exploring what we need to do, and make sure that you were like, we need the wine to flow again, basically, and we also need a place to be safe. You got referred to here. And they're like, our place isn't safe. You got to help us get our homestead back if you want to stay here, because the forest has basically taken it, and druids have moved in. So you went and cleared that out for an episode. And Calestis, because they hit level 5, did some sick as hell Spirit Guardian spellcasting.
They like fucking turned into like an archangel almost, like
basically,
and just like shooting light out and just.
Yeah.
Didn't somebody put their head out like a hallway and just like get fucking burnt?
Yep.
I remember that. I was like, oh, that's fucking sick.
And then
like they didn't realize it was still going.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Calestis activated full cleric power mode, because level 5 is when they really just go boom and activate properly.
Yeah.
Sorry. So
good.
She went full cleric and just walked through plants, destroying them.
Yeah. That's right.
From there, it was like, well, from there it was. Sorry, I just ran out of my music, so I'm finding a new one.
No, you're good.
Diamond and Pearl. There we go. You got more Game Corner music, but it's slightly different. So what did they do? They did that fight. That was just a pretty standard combat, but it was like a wave mode combat where every round, for a certain amount of rounds, it was set to like add like anywhere from 20 to 40 little guys just swarming you, and all of them were pretty low health, but there was like minions. Like you would have to cut through a swath, and AoE stuff was key, because unless you could do like 6 to 8 attacks a turn, you were still getting outnumbered every round.
Yeah.
Because there was like 30, anywhere from 24 to 36 of the little guys, then another 12 of the guys that throw needles, and then like 2 or 3 of the really big hulking ones, but they can like tie you down to an area.
Probably good that Moshe wasn't there for that, because he would have gotten destroyed real quickly.
Well, you could have stayed in the house. Some of them stayed in the house and kind of bottlenecked people.
Oh, yeah.
And then Calestis was like, there's a lot of guys down there, and like literally jumped into Spirit Guardians them all.
Yeah. That's right.
It was sick. And then after that, it was like, this whole time, Uria started like turning. So
that's it. That was happening then.
Yeah, they started like having a bad time, getting the cold sweats, having a fever, and then Calestis was like, oh, we better not have to kill him. And then Davia and the other Martikovs were like, you need to keep this silver on you. You need to make sure that it doesn't burn you every day, or if it does, make sure it doesn't get worse. So they would like keep it on a necklace under their thing, and basically it was slowly getting more and more like an allergic reaction until it got like actually sore and hot. And then at that point, there was some stress from the cast and the party of like, are we gonna lose Yuria? Rin and I knew what was gonna happen, so it was no guessing. But we were like, all right. At a certain point, she's got a feed, and she becomes a Dampier fully, which is basically a Daywalker with their own agency. But they do have the curse of being a undead, effectively a turned character. So we gave her like half of her Eladrin abilities, took away 1 or 2, and then gave her like the spider climb and the thirsting thing. So you got to like, basically she's got to feed like 5 liters of blood a month or something like that, or equivalent. And we've given her the Twilight version where she can do it with animals, not just people. Jess, by contrast, in my Vecna Eve of Ruin campaign, is doing a Dampier character. But she's trying to hide it from the party, but she has to... She wanted to do the people equivalent version because she's playing more of an evil character. So she has to basically, like... They're about to go to space, and she's like, I don't know how long we're going to spend in space, so I need to bring a juice box. I need to go kidnap a guy. Like, to bring with me. I need someone with blood that I can drain. Otherwise, funny. I will die.
That's funny. I like that.
And the other characters are like, something's fishy with you, but we don't know what. Well, all of the table knows. Like, everybody at the table's like, Jess is a vampire. But she's like, no, I'm not. But the characters are all like, you're just kind of funky and weird. And then, you know, you got to pretending not to be a vampire next to a kobold luchador, so everyone's a freak.
I think then was the one after where I came back.
Yeah, I think that was the one you
for one episode.
Maybe
I came back for one episode and then I had to go again.
I'm silly. I can literally find out. Was it the Forest Decides?
There was one where I came back, and then I was just like, okay, and then I.
So you came back for Saving Moshe's Privates, which is Leia's guesting one.
That's right. Yeah.
Because we had.
That's where we had
all of us on there.
Yeah.
And then we had Winter Splinter Wonderland, which is, I think you may have been away for that one, which is the start of the fight. You were.
That was the one I came in at the very end.
Yeah. You came in at the end of that one. Yes, I can see that there. And that was the end of the... Oh, that was the end of the Winter Splinter fight. Yep. And then episode 16 must have been... You go back to the Wizard of the Wines. Were you away for that one? Yes, you were away for that one.
I was there for that one.
Oh, yes, you were.
No, episode 16 I was there for.
So before the hiatus. Were you there before the hiatus started, or did you miss one?
Wait, what day is... What's the... Sorry, I'm just like...
I don't have the VOD, so I actually don't know anymore. Maybe I've got it ready to go. The main reason I haven't uploaded it is because my internet sucks.
I more mean episode 15. What was the date for that one?
It says 4 months ago, so I uploaded it a couple days after. It was the 10th of February area.
Okay. I'm just trying to remember. I'm trying to figure... I think I was there. For that last episode. For episode 16. I feel like I was there.
I don't know if you were, but we'll find out. Maybe you were watching it. Oh no, you were there. You were there.
No, I think I was.
I just pulled up my my local file. You're there.
Yeah. And then I think that was and that was it.
I'm going out later. I could probably upload that, and that will be fine. Sweet. We'll do that.
But yeah, that was we left. We got back to the other people. I was talking to them for the first time. We found a rocking horse that
found a weird rocking horse in one of the kids' rooms. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mucked around with that for a bit.
Yeah, and then we ended up leaving there and going to that town we're in now.
Yeah. Kresk is the place you ended up. So we took the hiatus when we entered Kresk, which is a nice little... It's the start of a new arc, basically. There's some stuff to do in Kresk. I would say not as much as Valaki, but in terms of lore and world building, like super key. And you're going to start seeing the proper Act 2 of the campaign starting up.
Yeah.
Because you did your Act 1... I would say your proper Act 1 ended maybe at the end of Valaki.
That's kind of how it feels, and then
Act 2 is like the start of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bridge between the two.
It's when you also have when you have to start resetting up the next bits. I feel like the Wizard of the Wines arc was the start of Act 2, and then you'll be like mid Act 2 by the time you're doing Krez stuff. And actually, mid Act 2 will be the thing you need to do that we haven't talked about that happened during the Winter Splinter fight. That you interacted specifically with. Yeah, what happened there? Because you can recap everyone.
Oh yeah, because Jackie ended up coming halfway through the Winter Splinter fight, only talking to Mosh, so only Mosh saw him. No one else saw him. I think Irina or Ismark saw him. But essentially he gave Mosh a note, and it was an invitation to come and have dinner with him. Yeah,
I just found the clip of it.
Ravenloft.
You were like, oh no, here is a clip. All right, let me just
But like also Mosh had been knocked out naked for like several days, and he was just very frustrated at that point. So he's just like, this fucking guy. Like, what are you doing here? Go
yeah.
Like he was fed up at that point.
I just found the thing. It's
the Barovia chat.
I've got the stream playing, so it's you reading out the letter.
So yeah, you've got it there.
Yeah, so Mosh would just read it out. My friends, know that this is who have brought you to this land, my home, and you know that I alone can release you from it. I bid you dine at my castle so that we can meet in civilized surroundings. Your passage here will be a safe one. I await your arrival. Your host, Strad von Batmikfuckface Zarovich, piece of shit. And like Mosh just starts crumbling up this like invitation and just throws it away. He's like, I'm sick of this fat fuckhead.
I'm gonna grab it out of your hands and just fucking shove it in my mouth.
I'm gonna go. Moshe's gonna go complain to Dewey for a while. Dewey, can you Dewey, have you met this asshole before?
Hop.
No. Well, he is a piece of work. You would not like him. Moshe's just gonna spend the next 5 minutes.
It's all right.
Venting to this bird.
All right. Well, coming back to the other window, because I was like, oh, I realize we can get in there. So that's basically the invitation that was super important. That is a.
Yeah.
I actually thought you would have done this by now if I'm gonna be behind the curtain about it.
Well, because like you from what I remember,
normally people get that during Valaki arc.
Yeah, well, I thought you were meant to give it to us during, like, at the witch's place.
Nope.
But because no, okay. There was something that was meant to happen at the witch's place, but then because
he was just trying to get in.
Oh, that's right. But yeah. Hydrate, but normal like.
I just did it.
Pepsi.
I actually saw my for the first time in like many years, the little hook that I put my headphone cable on actually fell off, and I was like, why can't I hang on my cable? It's because it finally fell down, but it's stuck back on fine.
But yeah, we never really dealt with Strahd in Valaki.
No.
So he just kind of like he came, fought us, and then left, or then we left. We never got to.
What he was gonna do? Well, in that situation, he was basically gonna come in and threaten you a little bit with his words in the witch's hut.
Yeah,
that was never gonna be a fight. He also had some beef with the witches. He was gonna also kind of do, and the witches were gonna be like, you know, it was a moment where like you're like, oh, these are witches, they're really dangerous, and then he comes in and threatens the witches and you, and then they go, oh, and then the witches continue to do their thing. But when he would have given it to you, which is where I do it with everybody else, is when you have sorted out Valaki, usually people are still in the town after Valaki.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
he will give it to you the next morning. So like you're like, hey, we saved Valaki, blah blah blah. Because he starts to, if you can sort him out properly, and you did sort him out, but you just had to. You also the repercussions you had to run. He goes, oh, okay, these guys. I've been toying with these guys, and now they're showing that that they are actually good at what they're doing. So maybe I'll show them some actual, some actual respect in the form of a dinner, because he's like, come on neutral ground, we won't have to fight, blah blah blah, let's have a chat, like, Dark Lord to ants, at least on non-violent terms, like he still thinks he's above you, but he's now offering hospitality.
And he offered safe passage between the places,
which has been
used to go to Kresk.
which has been demonstrated in that there are no random encounters or any there's nothing that is going to mess with you until you go there, which is a way to jank the system, but
but also now we're in Kresk, that's where it ended. Now we're having a bit of a time skip, because Yuria isn't with the party anymore, which is just I'm guessing went off to try and
so it'll be
figure out their own thing.
So to spoil what's going to go on there, because I'll just reestablish it. So just for reminding everyone, Yuria and Rin have stepped out of the campaign. We're still mates. It's all that's all fine. They just wanted to move on. And they might come back in a guest capacity at some point later down the line. We're just gonna play it by ear. Because we know we still have some story stuff we might want to wrap up. It's not gonna break the campaign if it doesn't. Don't worry about that. We're literally just gonna play it by ear and see how we go. And if it fits, and if we're feeling it, then you might see Yuria and wrap up the arc with that, which I think would be really cool. But again, people will want to do what they want to do, basically. We're not going to force anything, and it needs to feel right and earned. So for now, we are at a really good point in the campaign. We're going to bring in 1 to 2 new faces. We have one possibly locked in for the end of July. I just need to have another chat with them, possibly on the weekend, because they are quite busy until then for redacted reason. And the other, I'm still kind of talking with, going okay, what's the logistics? What's the scope of it? When are we going to finish it? Yeah. I would like to try and finish this campaign if we're still playing weekly, which I think we are. Wouldn't mind finishing this campaign around the end of the year, because the second we hit September, it's going to be hectic until just after PAX.
Yeah, that's PAX again.
And then it's going to be hectic.
Do your charity thing.
Well, the thing is,
typically
during the week is good. It's the weekends that are cooked. So it might just be a Monday or 2 that we miss, or do something low key because I'll either be tired or blah blah blah. So even if we stream, I'm still keen to do it. It's just I might not have the brain capacity to run a game. So Saz or Elliot or Ash or new person on the channel, do you want to run a game basically out of the cast, and then I can sit back and just go, I'm gonna press the OBS dudes, but let's do something anyway. Because not running a game,
press the OBS buttons,
sometimes I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. DMing, producing, show running, and running the OBS. It's 5 things every stream for me to juggle, which is why I probably will be distracted. So a lot going on, but that's part of it. And if I sometimes just need to log on and press OBS go, and then half interact with the game because I'm playing the game. I say half interact because I wait my turn and I'm not being asked DMing questions, I get to sit back more.
I like that.
Well, one of you guys can run something canon, but in the world, and I play an NPC. I can play Ismark or Irina, we could do Irina's training arc as a one-shot, and one of you guys can run it.
Yeah, I like that you get to play Ismark and Irina, because they add to it. It's funny.
I don't always.
They never make big decisions.
They will never do
always
that.
Left up for us.
Yeah,
But they add to that group dynamic, which
you
is fun.
not always, but you kind of need a party plant as an NPC, even if they're not doing much, to have just someone to fall back on, because there's an in-game reason for them to find something.
Hey, where do we go next?
Yeah, if you're really stuck, I can.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, if you're really stuck, I can give you metagame information without it being like above the table. DM, we need help, which is fine to also do, because sometimes something will stump you.
Yeah,
but you can do whatever. But yeah, I also like having them in there just so like you can ask some questions, you can have some character building, and like specifically this campaign has campaign critical NPCs. Like there is the Taroka cards you're dealing with, and you are looking for things and people and that, and there is an ally, and you need to work out who that is if you haven't already. And so like there are people who will have personalities, because you found out in Barovia that not everyone has a soul. They are husks of people, blah blah blah. Like I didn't just spoil that. We did do that, right? They're kind of off.
Pretty sure we did.
Yeah. Well, look,
here's
a little bit of information if I haven't done it already, because there is 100% confirmation in the next one or two sessions of that. So enjoy that if I've spoiled it.
Yeah, there's like the majority of people we interact with aren't really anything, but like
they're just like.
But then you'll have like people like Ismark and Irina, or fucking what's his name, Erwin, and Hans, and
they're actually people who are not just like literal, like for the lack of a better word, literal NPC types. They are doing the same thing monotonously over and over again. They actually have agency and stuff to do. Not that the others don't have agency, but they won't choose to do anything extraordinary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I got a real nostalgic flashback when this music came on, and it's because it's the Game Boy Advance or DS Pokemon Mystery Dungeon theme song, and I went, whoa, where do I know this from? Great game series.
But yeah, that takes us up to so we're gonna have a little bit of a time gap.
A small time gap. It'll be
or two.
Yeah. I mean, I like doing these little chats, so you'll be away.
Yeah, I won't be around next week, so if you do one of these again, it'll be with somebody else.
It'll be like Ash, Saz, or I might even just do like a one. Yeah. I could like the other thing I was going to do is if we didn't have an idea for today, I was just going to be like, hey, you want to body double editing Barovia clips together, because that could be another one that holds us accountable for some of the things I should do.
Yeah. I think the big thing that I want to do is try and figure out if I can do that video of just like
let's talk maybe this week with everyone and see what we want to do.
Yeah, we will. We'll have to. And then figure out where we go from there. But hopefully in the next few weeks we'll be back playing D&D.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Otherwise, I could wrap up in next 5 to 10 minutes.
I feel like that's a good place to start wrapping up.
Yeah. All right.
Honestly, we've covered basically the whole campaign.
Yeah. We'll do a more like formal recap like in game, because we want to do that with the full cast. But like having a little like what happened last time, I think is really fun.
It's a good refresher of just like are we all remembering the same thing.
Yeah. Hey chat, is there anything you want to know from us before we do it? Like anyone who's run Curse of Strahd before, is there anything you have want to ask about us in a non-spoiler way? In a non-spoiler way that is on your mind, or what you want to know? Like, is there something that you remember from the campaign that's a cool thing that you've not seen yet? So just as a heads up, they've done Barovia Village, they've done the Witches, they've done most of Valaki, so they haven't done Fiona Wachter's full plot line yet. And they have done the Wizard of the Wines and Yester Hill, and they are up to they have just reached the doors of Kresk. Never run even glance at Strahd. Widely considered the best 5e module that is out. Widely accepted. There are a couple others that are really good, but this is like the best I think this is the most well-rounded adventure in terms of roleplay, difficulty, combat, exploration, like all of the main tenets of what you want in like a really, really good campaign. This hits like every bar to a really high standard. So like easily a 9 to 10 rating out of the all of the adventures that exists. And then the stuff that needs to be adjusted is DM adjusted, and you don't really have. You could run this as is, and it'll be really good.
Yeah.
And they did a revamped edition where they took out some of the problematic stuff and language.
They didn't catch you while you're here. It sounds like you had a hectic week. I'm glad you enjoyed Critical Role, Pat. Like, sounds like you had a really good time.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones. It's like it's hard meeting up with people. It's always difficult getting schedules to line up and all that.
Yeah.
How was you guys went to Cry Club and saw them, didn't you?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, no, it was really, really good. I'm glad I went. I forgot that I liked going to like grungy band gigs at bars. Not that I will do that all the time, but it was like, it reminded me of when I used to go do that and drink crappy, cheap alcohol that I brought in from outside, not at the bar, with my hipstery friends I was hanging out with. But yeah, no, it was really, really good show. Heather is an amazing live singer and performer. They also are like, what was it described as? They're like, as they perform, the comment that I heard was, I'm afraid of them, yet they are so terrifying but sexy at the same time. Like that's the vibe. And then they go like, yeah, that's what I'm going for. Like, I want you to be scared of me, but also like kind of hot though.
Yeah.
Terrifyingly horny, that's it. Because they're doing like, you know, they wrapped the mic cable around their neck and like put it in their like mouth and it was like, you know, like a horrific like cable mummy type situation of restraints, and I was like, that's sweet. And I'll show everyone a photo if you're checking out the Discord. But oh, great show.
I've seen a handful of photos.
Great show.
Might even convert it to Draw Steel. Is Draw Steel the Critical Role?
No, that's
one?
Daggerheart. Draw Steel's one that's
Daggerheart.
by MCDM, which is Matt Koval's company.
Okay. And so what's the big differences?
Draw Steel's more like tactical. So like it'll be more like 4th edition, but in a way that it's like modern. And it's a tactical fantasy heroic cinematic type game.
Okay.
And it's like,
whereas Critical Roles is a bit more story.
There's this heavy
driven.
story, but like it's.
Okay.
I think I need to play it again. But when I first played it, it was like you got a lot of roleplay agency here, but like 3/4 of the book is how to do combat. The thing that I noticed with that is like if you're not like, you know, it's perfect for Critical Role as a cast. The kind constructive criticism I have is that unless you're a thing full of like really trained improvisers, performers, and it's a bit harder because there is like a really loose initiative. So louder players might overshadow the other players.
Gotcha.
And the spotlight thing's hard because there is no like, it is your turn, your turn, your turn. It's kind of do stuff. In saying that, combat's really cool because you can do like tag team moves and all of that. It's narrative forward. And the other thing is it's less pick up and play. It's really DM intensive.
Oh, okay.
Apparently it's a lot of work to run. Playing is fine.
Yeah.
The hope and fear dice mechanic, you got some like D12s that like will alter what you do, and it's really, really good. But I haven't given it a go DMing it yet because I've heard it's like quite intensive, and for my work, that actually is a detriment to me playing it because I need to make my preparation as minimal as possible. Otherwise, I dilute my rate as much. So, like, me running modules and book campaigns I've already run before and know how to run help me a lot with that. So, like, unless someone really wants to specify, I want to play something homebrew, which will probably have a little fee on top for the coverage of prep, I'll always be like, hey, I got all the number of these modules. Do you want to play something that's pre-written like this out of the official material or one of the third parties that exist on Beyond? Because that helps me the most, making their game as interesting as possible. That's kind of where I sit with it. But Daggerheart was fun. Draw Steel
Yeah.
suits the games I run, but running it and prepping is a joy. Yeah, fair enough. I want to see it played. Did you get? You got keys from the Golden Vault recently?
Yeah, I got keys from the Golden Vault. I want to do something with that, and it was that thing I was talking to you about briefly on Saturday.
I got a whole playlist of heist music if you want it, by the way.
Oh, I've kind of thought out like how I kind of want to do it, and I think it'd be funny.
Yeah.
It would just be a whole setup. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting to like try it.
I think you should.
But I feel like it would be two streams, not a single stream thing.
That's okay. It doesn't have to be a one-off.
Well, because it's more that I'd probably be doing it. Like, yeah, I would something like that. I would try and do as like a front page slot type thing.
That'd be fun. I just linked you the playlist for literally this guy made it. Is it? I don't know if it's official soundtrack, but it's either official or unofficial soundtrack for Keys from the Golden Vault. Yeah, design. So unofficial. It's fan content, so it's okay. It's really good. It's like it's got like your classic Ocean's 11s type stuff, but it's in like a fantasy twist.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I wanted to. What did I want to do? I wanted to sort of like I want to find one and then just like really work on it. Like I think I found the one that I want to do because it's like an early about too many people's like spells and stuff.
Yeah, level 3 to 5 is like level 3 is perfect for like trying out DMing because it gives the players a little bit more power. Level 5 is like you give the players more abilities to do stuff with, so that's a good level. But like you need to learn how to scale stuff at that point.
Yeah, the thing I'm more interested in is it's like it's not a combat heavy one. It's a like role play heavy one.
That's fine. You can always, most one shots that I run will only ever have one combat at most. Sometimes none.
Yeah. So like a lot of it would just be like, oh, like, and I'm reading through it. I'm just like, I want to kind of run this differently already.
Do it.
Like having it.
My only thing with that is the second you go too off book as a new DM, you're gonna write too much.
Yeah.
And you're gonna not get through it, and you might be disappointed.
Yeah. No, it's more just the idea of like say like one person they're trying to slip into like a back room or something. So one person causes a distraction, and it's just being like, okay, now you got to roll highs and lows, and every time they like until they roll a low or whatever, like that's how much time they've got until
that's good.
Come back.
Yeah. I would that's cool. I would say don't put a real life timer in because I've learned that can like really stress out decision makers who need a bit more brain space.
No.
But like that's
it wouldn't
cool.
be a
I
real life timer. It would be like, okay, they're you know everybody's kind of getting a couple actions.
Oh yeah, no, that's
and
perfect.
then it's like, okay, enough time has passed where it's like the guards could realistically be back by now.
Yeah.
But then it's just like,
oh, that's
it's kind of like a cutaway moment. It's like okay, are we rolling high or low? And it's like, okay, the person who's making a distraction.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, their distraction ran out.
So I think I would actually call that not modifying. That's kind of just doing like that's the cinematics of it. So you're not really like in like a way that's, I think what I mean is when I say modifying the book, I mean like literally taking what's in the book and like rewriting the whole thing. Because you'll just over prep that way. But like you're just talking about adding like little pips of like flavor and cinema. Like that's great. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do.
There is like a dumb thing that I thought would be funny, but it does kind of like take away like it just kind of like redoes the bad guy, so he's a little bit more villainous or whatever.
That's fine. You got access to the Dungeon Master's Guide if you want to read mine, by the way, because you're in the campaign.
Do I?
Yeah, there's also something called a dungeon turn, where you can have the dungeon act in an initiative order count and track that way.
I don't think I'd do that. I'd probably just go with like vibes of it, and it's just like if people are doing stuff, roll with that, and then.
Would you want to be doing like maps and stuff?
Yeah, so there's maps in it, which I think would be useful. Like,
Because if
in-
you'll have,
in the actual thing.
I don't know if you'll be able to
'Cause
put
I'll-
it into your Maps app on Beyond, but you might be able to pull them up in like a web browser window. Like if you just open the image in a new tab. I've got
Yeah.
keys from the Golden Vault here. I'm just going to bring up an adventure which you probably aren't running. Run up Shard of the
I mean, I can
Accursed.
tell you the one I was.
Oh, I'm just
thinking
choosing
of.
one
I
of the
think
level
it's-
10 ones.
Oh, okay.
So it won't be one of the ones you choose by default, probably.
Oh,
But yeah.
the one I'm choosing is like one of the early ones. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah. So there's this one
I
here.
think it's like the Hell Casino or something.
Oh, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, it's very just like go in, steal the thing, get out.
Yeah. A
kind
lot of them are
vibes.
designed to be 1 to 2 shots, so that works in that favor. There's also like you've got, if you're on D&D Beyond, you can access all mine, so you can have all of the stats and stuff. I really like it when it's hyperlinked because I like more my stuff digital. You've got your items here
Yeah.
that you can like bring up and show people.
Yeah.
And then if you have an image, you can just bring it up full screen like that, or you can do what I do with our maps. And I don't know if you'll have access to the maps in the same way because you don't own the content, but if I go to Strahd Stream, I can load
it would be something that I would like. If I was going to do it, I would probably get the online version of it so I could do the maps.
I think you can get a month of it for free, and then if you want to, because it's like $100 a year for the master tier, which gives you lots of stuff, or you can get a monthly, but you also need to own the book digitally. I will warn you if you don't have.
I mean that's fine.
Yeah, so it'll be another like $30 I think on top of that,
Yeah.
and then you'll get all of the. It's basically you're paying for the assets. So
Yeah.
Death House, Valaki Town Square. Let me just load that real quick.
But yeah, then it would be a case of like, sort of like structuring the stream, because it would be more of a stream thing than anything else.
Yeah.
And structuring it so like, there's a person giving a slideshow at the start, right? Like
Yeah, that's
they're
fine.
telling you about the mission.
You could
And,
totally
like,
do that with
fucking-
like sheets as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just generic, like, it doesn't have to be like animated, but
The
like having
afterlife.
just like a general layout and stuff like that. So
Um,
I've watched a couple of people do like runs of it. I'm just like, oh, okay, this could be interesting.
Yeah.
And
There's
like,
also a lot of good YouTube videos on how to prep this kind of game too.
yeah.
Also, here's a
that's something I
fun
want
one.
to look into.
You'll see the DM side of the map. Also, this specific location I've just brought up is in the Rime of the Frost Maiden book. However, this was specifically created for the D&D movie at the same time they were writing it. It's called Revel's End. It's a prison in the middle of the snow wasteland. And
cool.
I've played this one shot. Basically, you have to go... It's called Prisoner 13. You have to break into a prison, get them out, and survive, basically. But then you also have to make sure to leave Icewind Dale's most northern point, which is very, very dangerous on its own. So it's like a environmental heist
Yeah.
that you got to watch out for.
Cool.
And you got to get in and out. But this is a very, very locked down, like the kiln in Guardians of the Galaxy type thing. Yeah.
Oh, I remembered one of the things I wanted to do that doesn't impact like the overall story. But you know how like it always like starts off as like people start off in a tavern sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, what are you doing? I like the idea of it starting with them at the end of a heist. Like you watch like a heist movie like Ocean's 11 or something.
They've just
and
done
they're
one.
like the introduction, or like the start of a James Bond movie. It's like the introduction is their last mission sort of thing. And
So-
it's that.
Some of these ones actually give you the adventure hook as well if you want one. So it's like, enter the
Yeah.
Golden Vault, use the character to start adventure. You can have this person is an outpost for a trade organization, or you can have a kindly scholar recently acquired the key at the market, blah, blah, blah. And some of the, like this one specifically, like, hey, you got to return the shard. So it's a reverse heist. You got to go deposit something that could be dangerous in the vault instead. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, because I read through the one that I want, and like I was like, okay, like I've got a good idea here. I think I can I think I can work it in, but if I do, it would end up being 2 streams instead of like 1.
I think it like plan it for 2 and then just plan like 1 stream worth of material. And then that way, if you go over, you have a bit of agency to do the second one.
But also,
because
I think
combat
it,
takes
like-
so long if you end up in one. Players just may want to start shit too.
Like if they did, I'd just be like, oh yeah, you just killed that guy.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Like, and then it's just like, oh, you know, I'm probably better off not having my first DMing one on the front page. So
No, I think you should. It would be
do
like it's a very I actually think it's a good idea to have people being like, oh, this is his first time, and maybe I can do this. Give it a go. Like I think that's actually a boon to being on the front page and seeing it, and we can maybe talk to. I have an idea that we could talk about off stream as well, with a thing, because we could maybe give away literally the book you're running or something.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that could be cool. Like not
I
that
don't
one
know
you
what the
own,
rules are.
but oh yes, find out
Yeah, no, I
those
just
because I
don't-
can talk to.
There are some rules about sponsored content on the front page.
Even if it's
That's
us
like if
buying
that's
it
weird.
type thing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, find out that because then it'll determine if we even try it or not.
Yeah. But also, it's like I might not be able to. Like, I might apply for the front page, and then they might give it. So it's like.
Yeah. I mean, even do you want to run
One
it?
of those ones.
Would you want to run it even if you're not on
It,
front
it
page?
would be. No, that would be it. It'd be like if I run it, I run it. If I don't, like if it happens on the front page,
yeah.
it would happen, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah, that's something that I would need to work on.
Plan for eventualities. Hey, Aurora, you caught us on the back end. Hey, do you know if AJ is streaming for much longer? Because we could raid over there, or I was going to check the ANZ team because there's not a lot of others doing a lot right now. Oh, Kid Kerrigan, World of Warcraft's not super the vibe. See, Blade is doing stuff. Oh, they just ended? Okay.
Let's see if I've got anyone.
I can see Blade NZ. They're doing... Oh, they actually recently followed us. Playing Black Desert. I don't really know much about that. Dead by Daylight happening. Pokemon Heart Gold speedrun by JT Magician.
Yeah, I don't really have anything on.
Any Blizz? Who were Blizz? Blizz playing? Who's Blizz? Play Matt. Who's Blizz? I've seen the Play Matt's doing Peak. Oh, they're playing Peak, which could be funny. Who's Blizz? Is that like Blizz, Rooster Teeth Blizz? Oh shit, it is. Okay, let's go raid Blizz. Ex Rooster Teeth Blizz. Okay. Let's go over to Blizz. Blizz was in Castleton.
Let's
Yeah,
do
yeah. I was like, I recognize the name for more than one reason. Okay, so we're gonna raid Blizz. They're playing some Peak. Oh, they're literally no, they're playing Peak? Yes. They're playing some Peak from what I can see.
Hell yeah.
That
game looks fun.
I really want to play it. Oh, hold on. Are they streaming with... they're streaming with Crub as well. And they're on some kind of lava level by the looks. But yeah, this looks great. Go give them a follow. Also, just reminder for everybody. Last day to vote in the Crit Awards. Please go give us a vote.
Go
give
vote.
the other Aussies and other creators in the place a vote if you can. This is the last day. Literally the last day. Get it in today. Get it in today. Yeah, I know, Nick. I really want to play it. Get your votes in if you haven't already. We are up for Best Charity Event. Let's Roll for Dragons is up for Best Upcoming Twitch Channel. AJ's up for, I think, Best Series and maybe Best Innovation in TTRPGs. Go vote. Shut up, Siri. And then there's another. We put a socials post up about all the people we're recommending. I can see like Roll D5, Boss Jellybean, Stark Roll RPG. I can't remember all of them because there was like 12 people that I saw and want to vote for. But go vote, please. The form is there. It is the last day, and we would love to see you. We would love to see your support, and we would love it.
Yes.
Charity events mean a lot to us. So let's go raid
go
Blizz.
vote. Yeah.
Let's go raid Blizz. Jess and I'll be back playing either Date Everything or Death Stranding 2 tomorrow. I think it'll be leaning to more on the side of date everything. Because we've already started that game. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I want to see that bed again. So, just like we got 5 people we can talk to every day. And I'm like, you mean 4 people after we talk to the bed, right? Anyway. See you later, everybody.
Everyone.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.